Hey guys, I hope you're all doing really well this week. Ryan here from Camp Films, coming at you from beautiful North Carolina. I hope you guys had a wonderful Halloween, and I hope you enjoyed the latest horror short film that I posted here on the channel, The Hammer. Remember, if you guys have any questions or feedback on that horror short, be sure to post questions regarding that either on this video in the comments or on the post I made on the community tab, and hopefully I will be able to answer your questions in that video. This week I wanted to post another compilation video, this time focusing on mobile filmmaking or iPhone filmmaking, which has proven to be a hugely popular topic here on the channel. Watching all of these videos back to back is fascinating for me as someone who created them, not only seeing how I've changed as a person and how my talents have improved or grown as a filmmaker, but also just seeing how iPhone filmmaking in general has grown and changed over the course of the years that I've started doing this. And this compilation video will take you all the way back to my very first video here on the channel. And as in the last video focusing on horror filmmaking, you'll see my weight fluctuate and change, my setups fluctuate and change, music, animations, all of that stuff. My hair grows back over the course of these videos. So I hope you guys enjoy this look back on memory lane at iPhone filmmaking from its earliest stages up until just recently with my latest cinematic mode video. Hope you guys enjoy this, and please be sure to leave any comments or suggestions you have in the comment section below, and I will see you guys on the next video. Hey guys, Ryan here, coming at you from the new studio. Man, it feels great to be back making content for you guys. Thank you for being here and sticking with me through the move. I really appreciate it. Still dialing everything in and soundproofing, so just bear with me over the next few months. Normally I don't have a microphone in front of my face like this, but it sounds really echoey in here, so I'm just doing what I can to get by and make content in the meantime. For my first video back, I wanted to focus on something that I'm very passionate about, and that is mobile filmmaking. And specifically today, focusing on iPhone's cinematic mode. I just recently upgraded to the iPhone 14 Pro Max, and the best thing about this new cinematic mode is that it allows you to shoot in 24 FPS to get the most, wait for it, cinematic looking footage. I wanted to put this new cinematic mode through its paces and see what it's capable of in comparison to awesome video camera apps like Filmmaker Pro, which I still love dearly. The footage you saw at the beginning of this video was captured with iPhone 14 Pro's new cinematic mode, and I'm going to walk you through how I shot, edited everything, and the settings that I used. And if you stick around until the end of the video, I'm going to share with you guys some new color presets that I created to use with iPhone 14 Pro's new cinematic mode. But first, let's take a break and hear from today's sponsor. Hey there, storytellers, it's Ryan here. If you're anything like me, you love coming up with ideas for stories, but when it's time to actually sit down and write the script with industry standard formatting, it can feel pretty overwhelming. I've been on the hunt for the perfect screenwriting tool for ages, and guess what? I finally found it. Let me introduce you to Arc Studio, the game changer in script writing software. I've been using Arc Studio for a few months now to write my newest script, and it's genuinely transformed the way I bring my stories to life. The intuitive interface, the seamless scene transitions, and the character development tools, absolute magic. Whether you're penning your first screenplay or you're a seasoned writer, Arc Studio has something for everyone. It's like having a co-writer by your side, guiding you, inspiring you, and making sure your story flows just right. So if you're looking to elevate your script writing game, give Arc Studio a try for free. Trust me, your future self will thank you. Just follow the QR code on the screen or follow the link in the video description to learn more and tell them that Camp Films sent you. Happy writing! First, let's go over the basics of cinematic mode on iPhone 14. Cinematic mode is a feature on the iPhone 14 series that allows you to record videos with a shallow depth of field and add beautiful focus transitions for a cinema-grade look. You can record videos in 4K at 24 frames per second, which is film style, or 30 frames per second. First, let's hold our camera in landscape mode, unless you are filming a short form video for something like TikTok. To record video in cinematic mode, open the camera app and then swipe to cinematic mode. Tap the arrow in landscape mode to show the following adjustment options. You can tap the depth control button and then drag the slider to adjust the depth of field. I usually keep this at 2.0 for a shallow depth of field. You can tap the 1x button to switch to telephoto. Tap the button again, the button will now read 3x to switch back to a wide camera angle. I normally just use the 1x camera personally because I think it looks a lot better. You can tap the exposure button and then drag the slider to make your video brighter or darker. I usually keep this in the negative unless I'm shooting something in really low light. You can tap the flash button and choose on or off. We're going to use off all the time unless we're doing something specific like a found footage type of film. In the top left corner while in landscape mode, you can select between HD and 4K footage, and select your FPS settings. Set these to 4K and 24 FPS for the most filmic and high quality looks. Just tap the record button when you're ready to begin recording. You can tap any subject within the viewfinder to change focus as you record, and you can double tap to set automatic focus for tracking on a subject, which is very handy. You can also touch and hold the screen to lock the focus at a specific distance from the camera. When you've finished recording, just tap the record button again to stop recording. After you take a video in cinematic mode, you can edit it in the Photos app on your iPhone 14 model, or you can do it on any other supported device. In addition to the standard edits that you can make to all videos, you can also adjust the depth of field and the focus points of a video taken in cinematic mode after you've recorded them. To edit cinematic mode videos recorded on iOS 16, you must use iOS 16, iPad OS 16, or Mac OS Ventura or later. Now that our settings are dialed in and we know how to use cinematic mode, it's time to go film some cool stuff. Once you start filming, you'll notice that the iPhone has pretty great built-in camera stabilization, but you can take things even further by using a gimbal to get some great movement shots, and you can use a camera cage like the one I have from Beast Grip. This will allow you to put your camera on a tripod for lockdown shots, and you can use additional lenses and filters, have better handheld grips, and it will allow you to mount accessories like microphones and lights to the rig. I highly recommend you check it out. I'll post a link to the Beast Grip Pro rig and a video I made about it in the description if you're interested in learning more. Now you've dialed in your settings, you know the best way to hold and control your camera. Now it's time to bring your footage into your preferred software and color grade it and edit it. And the cinematic mode footage from iPhone looks pretty great already without having to do anything else to it. But I will go in to do a color correction shot for shot with Lumetri to dial in the shadows, add contrast, and overall image brightness. Since these images from the iPhone 14 are pretty close already, I just go with whatever looks right to my eyes, and it helps to have a calibrated monitor as well so you know you're getting accurate results. Once I have my individual shots color corrected to my liking, I will then go in and add an adjustment layer over top all of my shots in a specific scene that I want to all have a cohesive look. Then I will add Lumetri to an adjustment layer and add a creative color adjustment. I actually spent quite a lot of time working with dialing in different creative looks that work with the newest cinematic mode, and I put them together in a LUT preset pack for you to buy and help support the channel. You'll be able to get a wide variety of looks for your new cinematic mode footage with just the press of a button, and they look pretty good with other mobile footage as well. Check them out in the link or use this QR code to go straight there and have a look. Once I have my sequence shot, edited, and color graded, it's time to add the finishing touches. Just slap on some black aspect ratio bars to further enhance the filmic look. You can find those in my online store as well. You can add some film grain if the situation calls for it, and then browse an online royalty-free music service like Epidemic Sound to find fitting music and add sound effects and really bring everything together. This was my first time using the cinematic mode on iPhone, and I have to say I was pretty impressed with the footage I was able to capture with this thing. And I highly recommend, if you're into mobile videography, you definitely should check this out and give it a shot. And that's pretty much it, guys. Before I go, let me know in the comments below if you plan to shoot anything using the new cinematic mode, or if you have in the past, let me know your positive and negative experiences. I really appreciate you guys being here, and I hope you enjoyed the new look and format of the show. Much love to my channel members who have stuck around through the move and through all the downtime. I really appreciate you guys so much, you have no idea. As always, I hope you guys found this video very beneficial and inspiring. Thank you so much for coming along on this filmmaking journey with me. I am Ryan, and I will see you on the next video. Bye-bye. What's up, guys? Long time no see. I just got something in the mail I've been waiting to get my hands on for quite some time now. Pretty excited about it. So let's open this bad boy up and see what we got. This is what I've been waiting on. This is the Beast Grip Pro. This is a versatile camera rig for your smartphone. And I also got the Pro Series anamorphic lens, the MK2 from Beast Grip. So I'm gonna grab my smartphone. I'm still shooting on the iPhone 12 Pro Max. I'm gonna set up my rig, and for the next week, I'm gonna shoot some footage with this rig using the Beast Grip Pro and the MK2 anamorphic lens, and I'm gonna see what the results are. Depending on how things go, I may even put together a small short film to help demonstrate why these are important. I really think cages like this and rigs like this and additional lenses can really take your smartphone filmmaking to the next level. Not only does it make you look more professional, but it also helps you get better results with your footage. And hopefully at the end of the week, I can demonstrate that for you guys. So anyway, I'm gonna head back into the studio, set up my rig, and I'm gonna start shooting. Feast your eyes on the Beast Grip Pro camera rig. I've used several different smartphone rigs over the years, and the Beast Grip Pro is far and away the best in terms of build quality compared to the others that I've ever used. This thing is sturdy and functional. This rig allows you to attach lenses like the Beast Grip Pro Series anamorphic lens, which I will be showing you soon, as well as tripods and other accessories which will help you improve your image quality. This rig has an M37 by 0.75 threaded lens and filter mount. It also sports an ergonomic grip that will help you with better stabilization and movement. And it's compatible with all iPhone, Galaxy, Pixel, and most other phones with or without a case. Using this rig will also allow you to attach lights, microphones, and you can use it with a gimbal. Its fully adjustable design makes it perfect for yearly phone upgrades, so you don't have to worry about compatibility issues down the road. This rig is also packed with one detachable cold shoe mount, replacement screws, a hex key, and a quick start guide. Now let's add on the beautiful Pro Series 1.33 anamorphic lens from Beast Grip, and this will allow us to get that beautiful widescreen aspect ratio and footage with classic horizontal lens flares that are perfect for cinematic storytelling and capturing beautiful landscapes or cityscapes. Well, now we have a spectacular looking camera rig with everything we need to take our mobile filmmaking to the next level. But how does the footage actually look? Let's find out. I spent the past week filming a short film with this rig and my iPhone 12 Pro Max to better help demonstrate the quality of footage you will be able to obtain with this sort of setup. Let's check it out. Hey guys, so I had a ton of yard work that I needed to get done this week. We had a tree fall in the yard, so I needed to cut that up and burn it, the normal mowing, all that stuff. So I thought I would go ahead and kill two birds with one stone and film my yard work today and make sort of a little short film out of it and help demonstrate the footage you can capture with the Beast Grip anamorphic lens and the Pro Series camera rig. Now, after shooting quite a bit today with this rig system, my favorite thing by far about it is the build quality. The handle here on the right side of the rig allows you to get really great steady shots. It helps you with camera movement, and that is by far my favorite thing about it, and that is due to the incredible build quality of this rig. The other thing I like the most about it, the lens attachment system you have here with these two knobs. You can tighten up and attach different lenses to this rig, and you can of course use filters and stuff like that as well along with it. And one final thing before I show you guys the footage is just how this rig allows you to place your phone in different positions without using a tripod. You can just lean this thing against a sandbag if you're trying to get a low shot. Just the form factor of the cage itself comes in really handy when trying to get various shots if you don't want to go through the hassle of setting up a tripod, or if you need to get something a little lower and place it on a table or the ground. So anyway, with all that said and out of the way, let's check out the footage. And there you have it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed that, and I hope this video helps you make a well-informed decision on whether or not you want to pick up these B-script accessories, the cage, and the anamorphic lens. I highly recommend them. And if you do decide to pick them up, please use the affiliate link in the description below to help support the channel. I would really appreciate it. Now, admittedly, these conditions were some of the toughest that I ever tried to film in. Harsh midday sun, constantly changing light. It was about 90 degrees outside, plus I was doing work and trying to film at the same time. So if you thought these results were good, imagine what you could achieve in better conditions. Thank you so much for watching the video this far. If you would, please leave the word beast in the comment section below so I'll know who my best viewers are. Please check out my merch and the digital store to help support the channel, and be sure to like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. I would greatly appreciate it. Big thanks to this month's channel members. If you'd like to become a channel member yourself, just click the join button located on the channel's header to gain access to exclusive perks and early access to videos. Thank you so much for coming along on this filmmaking journey with me. I am Ryan, and I will see you on the next video. Bye-bye. Just waiting for this plane to go by. Man, it's hot. On today's video, we're talking about getting the best low light performance when shooting with your iPhone, and that starts right now. Hello. Hello friends, Ryan here, and thank you so much for being here today. This channel is all about learning and growing as a filmmaker. So please like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already, and let's become better filmmakers together. Shooting low-light video with an iPhone or any mobile device can be quite challenging. The technology behind shooting video and taking pictures with our mobile devices has become extraordinary over the years. But due to the small sensor size, capturing good pictures and videos in low light can be quite challenging as it introduces tons of noise into our images. So today I thought I would share with you guys some steps for getting the best possible low light performance when shooting with your iPhone. And that all starts with tip number 1. When it comes to shooting low light, the goal is to capture as much information as possible in all aspects of the image, with shadows, midtones, and highlights, without introducing a lot of noise in the image. It's usually best to let the shadows fall into darkness so that we can get usable information in our highlights and midtones without introducing noise. The first thing we need to do is use manual camera controls. The built-in camera controls for iPhone will not give us enough flexibility to get the best image in low light. That's why we need to use an app like Filmic Pro. A video camera app like Filmic Pro will help you achieve the results that I'm about to go over right now. First, we need to shoot at the highest resolution and bitrate possible. I'm currently shooting on the iPhone 12 Pro Max. When I set up my shot, I'll need to shoot at 4K 10-bit and use the Filmic Extreme codec for the best possible image available on my device. Be sure to lock in your ISO at its lowest setting. Only increase the ISO as a last resort. If you do have to increase the ISO, play around with your ISO settings to get the best balance between exposure and the amount of noise in the image. You will need to use the fastest lens available to you on your device. On my iPhone 12 Pro Max, the fastest lens available is the wide aperture at f1.6. Be sure to use the fastest lens available to you on your device to get the best image in low light. If the image is still underexposed at this point, you can try to drop your shutter speed. This will introduce more motion blur, but the image will have less noise. Once we have the best settings dialed in and you're using the best lens, the next step is to set up your scene for the best possible results. If you are making a film and you have control over the lighting setup, I would suggest using more light than you think you're going to need. If you follow this channel, you'll know that I love to make horror films. And quite often, horror movies take place in darker settings. I found that I usually end up using way brighter lighting setups than I think I will need when I first start shooting. I make sure I shoot the cleanest, brightest image I can while still retaining some shadows. Then, once I get my image in post, I will darken the exposure and color grade as needed to get that dark, nighttime look that I'm going for. If you followed all of the above steps and you still can't get a good low light image without introducing noise, there are a couple of things that you can still do in post. You can use noise reduction software in post if you have it available to you, but only use it when absolutely necessary and use it as sparingly as possible. Overusing noise reduction can tend to make your images look a little lifeless, in my opinion. If you have an image that has a lot of noise, you could try adding film grain to all of the shots in the project. This will help to hide any imperfections, help blend in the noise so it's not as noticeable. Just be sure to use it on all of the shots in your project if you use it on one shot, that way everything looks cohesive. And there you have it, guys. That's everything that I can think of when it comes to getting better performance when shooting in low light with your iPhone. And please, if there's anything that you think I missed covering in this video, please share it with us in the comments below. Big thanks to Epidemic Sound for sponsoring this video. Be sure to check out their link in the description below for a free 30-day trial to check out their service and help support this channel. Also, give a big warm welcome to our newest channel member, Andre Van Den Heaver. If you are interested in becoming a channel member just like Andre and gaining access to exclusive posts, early videos, and much, much more, be sure to click the join button located on the channel header to find out more. I hope you found this video very beneficial, and if you did, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe to help this channel grow. I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much for coming along on this filmmaking journey with me. I am Ryan, and I will see you on the next video. Bye-bye. On today's video, we're talking about how to create a no-budget horror short with your iPhone, and that starts right now. Hello everyone, Ryan Camp here. Thank you so much for joining me today. This channel is all about learning and growing as a filmmaker, so please like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already, and let's become better filmmakers together. Today we are talking about a new horror short that I put together for the channel to celebrate Halloween over the past week called 2 a.m. I shot this thing with my iPhone, very limited gear, next to no budget, and it was just me and my wife that recorded this thing and put it together. So today I'm going to walk through everything that we did to create the film, hopefully give you guys some inspiration with what you can do with limited gear and your mobile phone. And today you will notice that I am coming at you broadcast style. Now we are not live. This is pre-recorded, but this is a really quick way for me to record content for you guys without having to set up a lot of gear. Everything's just right here. I hit record and we go. And to be quite honest, my life is absolutely insane right now. We have the holidays coming up, family visiting soon. I've had about 3 close family friends pass away this last week. So things have just been really hectic around here. And this is a really easy way for me to create content for you guys when I'm busy. So hopefully you guys enjoy this video. And if you do, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends on social media. So let's get started with the basics. 2 a.m. is a horror short that I put together with just me and my wife, some limited gear, basically no budget, and we put it together in about a couple of days to help celebrate the Halloween season. Many of you may know that I am currently shooting a black and white film noir style film called The Trinity. It's currently in production. It's been taking up a lot of my time. It's probably the most ambitious thing I've ever done for sure. Here on the channel, lots of set design, lots of costumes, lots of dialogue. So it's been a little bit of a challenge getting everything right. It's going to have lots of VFX too. So I had to push back the release date for that, and we decided to release this short little horror film in the meantime, just as something fun to do for the channel. The idea for this short film actually came from one night we have a driveway alarm, and one night I was awoken in the middle of the night around close to 2 a.m. By a group of deer wandering through the yard. And I don't know if you've ever been woken up abruptly in the middle of the night. Most of you probably have, but it's just one of the most terrifying, unsettling things because you're so vulnerable while you're laying in bed, and just, strange sounds, abrupt sounds that wake you up in the middle of the night. It's just really terrifying. So I started to think about an idea for a short film about someone who was awoken in the middle of the night by something loud or something unsettling. So that was the basic idea of this film. And I started thinking about how I could show off what time of night this was. And we really don't have alarm clocks anymore. And I remembered when I was young, we had these retro-looking alarm clocks. Just about everybody had one. I actually have it right here. So I started looking around on eBay for a retro alarm clock like this so I could show the audience what time of the night this was without using like a cell phone or something. So using that clock in my mind, the time period for the film kind of went back to 80s, 90s, somewhere in that area. So I decided to actually get a rotary telephone also to be in the film. Ordered both of those things off of eBay. Probably spent maybe $50 on both of those. And that was pretty much it for props for the film. Actually, I'm thinking about doing a giveaway if anyone is interested in winning this clock for themselves. Let me know, and maybe we'll do a giveaway and give that away to you guys, like some film memorabilia kind of stuff. So like I said, it took 2 days to shoot this thing. We shot this thing 2 days total, edited it 2 days total for everything. I think the main thing I focused on for this film was getting the lighting right in my mind. If you remember, my previous video right before I released this film was on how to make a DIY cookie for film noir shadows, which I'm actually going to be using in the Trinity also. Kind of a Venetian blind style thing that you put in front of your lights. If you haven't seen that video yet, please go check it out. I used this setup with one Godox light probably in every shot in the film. So it was very handy, and I was really pleased with how it came out. And if you've ever tried to shoot something with your mobile phone, you know that it doesn't perform that well in low light. So getting the light right was quite a challenge. I had to use a lot more light than I really wanted to, almost to the point where I was blowing out my shots and then, dialing it down almost to the point to where, it's just a little bit overexposed, but not quite. I got it right there to the edge. Otherwise, I was getting a lot of noise in my shots, and I still had a little bit of color banding and noise in some of the shots. If I had more time to go back and reshoot some stuff, I probably would have. But overall, I'm pretty happy with how it looked, and I thought that the DIY cookie that I use in a lot of the shots actually performed very well. I was really pleased with how a lot of those shadows turned out in the shots, and I think that's probably the standout aspect of this film, actually. So after I purchased my clock and the phone, I knew I had my set pieces for the film, so to speak. I started writing down the shot list. The story is really bare bones. A couple gets awoken in the middle of the night by the loud phone ringing. If you grew up in a time where these kinds of rotary phones or, just landline phones were used, oh man, I hate the sound of these things. Every time a phone would ring, it would just grate my nerves. And I'm so glad that we have cell phones now that we can put on silent and we don't have to hear the phone ringing, because I really hate that sound. So I thought that was a really scary sound to wake up to. And speaking of sound, I know that if you watch a lot of my content, you see that a lot of my videos, I'm pushing epidemic sound, and I'm not just blowing smoke. Epidemic sound is one of the greatest tools that I've ever used as a video or content creator or filmmaker. I probably used about 100 sound effects from Epidemic Sound in this short film. Their library of sound effects is just incredible. Footsteps, low drones, horror music, anything you could possibly think of, bumping into a wall, a thud, creaking stairs, the rotary phone sound, crickets. I used so many sound effects in this film. It would be half the film that it is if I didn't have access to Epidemic Sound. And if you want to try those guys out, you can follow the link in the description below and you'll get a free 30-day trial to check it out, and you're supporting the channel. And like I said, I'm not just blowing smoke. It is a incredible service, and I highly recommend, if you're serious about making films or videos, I would definitely sign up for Epidemic Sound and check out their audio library, because it is, man, it's magnificent. I shot this on my iPhone 12 Pro Max. I don't have the 13 yet. Hopefully I'll be getting that soon, and we'll do another short film with the 13. I'm always just usually a step behind. I actually got the 12 Pro Max when it first came out. These YouTubers and stuff that constantly get the newest phone, I don't know how you guys do it. I just can't afford to do it. But I shot this with the iPhone 12 Pro Max. I'm very familiar with its capabilities and what its limitations are. I used the Filmic Pro app, which is my favorite video creation app for the iPhone. I shot this thing in Log V2, and I color graded it with my Horror LUTs pack. If you're interested in picking that up and checking it out for yourself, it's in the digital store. That's also in the description below. I shot this with the Moondog Labs anamorphic lens. I absolutely adore this lens. I think it's it's probably one of the best lenses you can get for your iPhone. It has the bayonet mount. I mounted it on it actually works with my Moment case that I have on my phone. I used a Ulanzi phone cage to rig everything, put my mic on there. I used a Rode Video Mic Pro on top of the rig. And like I said, I used one Godox SL60 light with the DIY cookie that I made to create those film noir shadows on many of the scenes. And I use that in just about every single scene, just that one single light. I thought it did a great job of illuminating all the scenes and creating some interesting shadows. So let's go ahead and walk through the shots of this film, and we'll talk about each one. We'll go ahead and play the video here on the screen so you guys can check it out. Here we have this exterior shot. This is actually a family member's house exterior. They allowed me to come shoot. I knew that they had I've used my exterior of my house and lots of my films. I just wanted to try something different. And I knew that this house had exterior lights, some arc sodium lights that were set up by the power company outside. So I knew it'd be a lot easier to get shots of the exterior at night, because I knew I was going to need a lot of light since I was shooting with my iPhone. So I opted to go with this. We shot the rest of the film inside my home. Okay, this next shot here is the retro clock that I purchased. Started off on the time of 1:59, slow post-processing zoom in here, motion with the shot. As it switches to 2, added that thud, that shocking sound. And here we have the telephone ringing as it's waking me up. I'm laying here in bed. You can see some of the subtle shadows created by the DIY cookie here and the one Godox light. You can see it on this shot as well. Now, while I was filming this, I actually didn't know how I was going to end it. This was guerrilla filmmaking. I knew that I was going to be awoken by the phone ringing. I was going to answer it and hear a strange voice. I didn't know what the voice was going to say. Here in this shot here, you can see as I bump into the wall, that t-shirt, if anybody knows what that t-shirt means, let me know in the comments below. It's kind of an inside joke. You'll notice that the phone has some weird markings on it, and if you look closely, it has some tape on it. I actually was going to use this phone in a different film, so I started kind of prepping it for that film. That's why it has the number 6 on it and some weathered tear on there. But I actually haven't shot that film yet, so that's why it kind of has those weird markings on it. But like I said, I didn't know what the voice was going to be saying. I knew I was going to hear some static. So I got some shots here, some close-up shots of me reacting to the voice on the other end of the line. And while I was filming this scene, I thought it would be really creepy if the voice told me that it was inside my house. So that's what prompted the character to start looking around the house for whoever this was, just to make sure, it wasn't just, it's more than a prank, and, there's not someone actually hiding in his house, which most sane people would probably do, I think. This shot right here was actually the most difficult for me to film. My wife is actually manning the camera here because I wanted to have the camera follow me as I walked into the other room. And this is probably the only scene in the film that was actually cut down a little bit. It was really long. After I walk out of the bathroom here, I start to go into the next room, and she actually followed me with the camera into our dining room, where I peered out of the blinds in our dining room. The plan was to have the monster or ghost revealed here in this scene. When I walk into the dining room, we wanted to have kind of a creepy smiling silhouette in the corner behind me watching me. But it was proving to be really difficult to do the VFX for that shot. It was going to take a lot of time, which was something I didn't have because I was shooting this and editing it in 2 days. So I decided to cut that for the sake of time. And I actually think it ended up being better for the film because we don't get the reveal of the ghost until the end, and I think that has a lot more impact. As I was fleshing this thing out and shooting it, it became apparent that the creature on the other end of the line was some sort of electricity, static-based entity. So with that in mind, I started formulating what I wanted this creature to look like. Here we go into the next shot. I go back into the bedroom where my wife is sleeping, who spoke to me earlier in the first couple of scenes. Check the bathroom, and then here I am looking, getting ready to get into the bed, and I hear that static again, if you listen really closely, coming from under the bed. I really like this shot. I like the sound of the wind as I'm looking under there. It kind of makes it seem like I'm peering into some other place. The final 2 shots of the film here, this shot where I'm getting in bed, the way I had to pull this off is, if you notice a little dip in quality here with the focus, I had to zoom in really close on my face. I had to go ahead and get my wife, who is wearing a full body black morph suit. She's wearing that. She's sitting up in the bed beside of me. But I had to go ahead and get that entire shot, her in the shot and me in the shot, if that makes sense. And I zoomed in really close on my face. That way, when the reveal came, I could go ahead and just, in post-production, zoom the camera over to her face really quick for that shocking reveal at the end. Since both of us were going to be in the shot, I didn't really want to have to do any extra VFX. I wanted it to be as practical as possible because I knew I was going to have to do VFX on her face, and I did not know how long that was going to take. So I wanted to make it as easy on myself as possible. So I got both of us in the shot, and then in post-production, zoomed in closely on my face. So when the reveal happens, I could just whip the camera using some position and keyframes. I really like this last shot here of my wife as she's standing in the doorway with the silhouette. I thought that turned out really great as I realized there's something beside of me. And then we have the shocking conclusion as he realizes he's sitting in bed with some sort of demon from another dimension. This was the first time that I've ever tried a jump scare like this. I usually don't like jump scares that much. I like to create a feeling of tension and mood in my films, just unsettling feelings. That's how I usually prefer my horror. Almost like your soul's been stripped from your body and wrung out. That's what I like to go for when I go for horror. Not normally jump scares, but I figured this time I would try my hand at something different. Yeah, I've had a lot of people tell me that they thought it was effective, so that's good to hear. For the face, I just took some just a mishmash of different eyes and actually some pictures of some dental work to get that mouth, and I skewed it in Photoshop to make it look like it's like a huge abnormal grin. And then I put it on my timeline in the correct space, had to do a little keyframe magic to get it to move with the camera. So it ended up in the right spot. Then I used turbulent displace on the face to kind of make it morph and move around a little bit after we see it. It's just on the screen for a very short period of time, but you know. And then for the eyes, I cut out the eyes with a mask, and behind them I put some broadcast static from a television behind that. It's really hard to see, but I think it just added just enough to give it that, you know, more of a realistic look, because, you know, when you're just dealing with images, you want to give them a little bit of life so they're not so static, no pun intended. And then for the very final thing, you know, the camera flashes, I did all of that in post-production, the bright lights. The horror sets in for our main character that something has happened and he's being either attacked or, you know, we don't know what happens. But the bright flashing, I did that in post-production as well. That is not practical. I just, you know, increased the exposure for a couple of keyframes and brightened the scene up. And that's pretty much it, guys. That is 2 a.m. Shot it, just me and my wife, 2 days to shoot and edit before Halloween. The story was inspired by me being awoken late at night, and then further inspired by a retro clock, which I purchased on eBay. Shot it with my iPhone 12 Pro Max, the Moondog Labs anamorphic lens, the Ulanzi phone cage, one Godox SL60 Lite, and my DIY cookie, which you can watch a video on to see how I created it and make one for yourself. If you like the way the lighting looked in this film, it will help you achieve that look. And big special thanks to Epidemic Sound and Filmic Pro for providing me the tools to take this thing to the next level. And a big special thanks to you guys, man. You guys are awesome. Thank you for everyone that tuned in to the live premiere. If you haven't seen the film yet, please go watch it over and over again and share it with your friends on social media. Now, this video will be going up early for our channel members. Special thanks to our newest channel members, David Coles, Clive Bishop, and Paul Kane, who has been a member for 8 months. Thank you guys so much for your support. I really appreciate it. If you're interested in becoming a channel member so you can watch videos like this a little bit earlier than everyone else and get access to exclusive discounts and content, please just click the join button at the channel header and find out how you can become a channel member yourself. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope it inspired you, and I hope that you learned a little something. I know that I learned something creating it. It was a lot of first for me in a lot of ways. Thank you guys so much for coming along on this filmmaking journey with me. I am Ryan, and I will see you on the next video. Bye-bye. Hey guys, Ryan here. That's right, I'm back after a very long hiatus battling COVID-19. Me and my family all came down with the virus. It's taking me this long just to get back to having the energy to start creating content again. Thank you guys so much for your support and well wishes while me and my family were sick. I really appreciate it. If this is your first time here, this channel is all about learning and growing as a filmmaker. So please like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. And let's become better filmmakers together. Right before I got sick, I was contacted by my friends at Moondog Labs about trying out their anamorphic adapter lens for mobile filmmaking. Now, I really don't do reviews on this channel per se, but I really wanted to just present the information to you guys, show you guys what the lens is capable of, stuff like that. And hopefully it will help you get inspired to get out there, get something like this for yourself, and start creating awesome films with your mobile phone. This is the lens right here from Moondog Labs. And it works great with the moment cases, or you can use the adapters that Moondog Labs has as well, but it fits really nice. I have a moment case on my iPhone 12 Pro Max, and it fits in there really nice. Unlike the Sarui anamorphic lens, when I tried to use it with my moment cases, it actually didn't fit quite well and actually tore the case up a little bit. So that's something to keep in mind. You know, until recently, anamorphic capture was only available to professional filmmakers who were capturing with high-end, expensive cinema cameras. But now, we can all use anamorphic technology. Keep in mind that when you shoot with an anamorphic lens, you do have to de-squeeze the footage in post-production to get the footage to look right for your aspect ratio. And with that, there's really not much else to say about this anamorphic lens except just to show you guys the results. Keep in mind, I'm capturing this with my iPhone 12 Pro Max. I'm using a moment case on my phone, and I have the anamorphic lens attached to the case. All of the footage that you're about to see was shot with the Filmic Pro app for iPhone, and that's just so I can squeeze as much quality as possible out of the phone's cameras. If you're serious about getting the best possible image when shooting with your mobile phone and a lens like this anamorphic lens, I would highly suggest that you invest in some ND filters like these provided to me by Moondog Labs. As you can see, this filter mount fits perfectly over the anamorphic lens, and these filters are absolutely gorgeous and will allow you to capture footage in bright situations like when you're filming outdoors, and allow you to keep your shutter speed at 1/48 for that beautiful motion blur which most of us associate with cinematic footage. If you'd like to support the channel, please visit the Moondog Labs store using the links in the description below. You'll be telling them that I sent you, you'll help support the channel, and I can keep on making videos just like this. So without any further ado, let's roll that beautiful footage, and I'll see you guys back here to wrap up. there you have it, guys, the Moondog Labs anamorphic lens for your mobile phone. I hope you found this video informative. I hope it's inspired you to get out there and create something with your mobile phone. If you do end up creating something with your mobile phone, please share it in the comments below so we can all check it out. For today's discussion question, what is your favorite mobile filmmaking accessory? Let us know in the comments below. As always, I hope you found this video very beneficial. It's good to be back. Please like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already to help support this channel. And please consider becoming a channel member to gain access to early videos and exclusive content. Thanks so much for coming along on this filmmaking journey with me. I am Ryan, and I will see you on the next video. Bye-bye. On this video, we're seeing if the iPhone 12 Pro Max is good for filmmaking, and that starts right now. Hey guys, Ryan here. Thank you so much for joining me today. This channel is all about learning and growing as a filmmaker. So please like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already, and let's become better filmmakers together. Before we get started, I'd like to let you guys know that I can now offer memberships here on the channel. If you would like to help support this channel every month so I can invest additional time and resources into bringing you guys more content and unlock some cool rewards and bonus videos for yourself in the process, please click the join button up here at the top to find out more. So I finally got my hands on the iPhone 12 Pro Max after upgrading from the 8 Plus. I've been using my wife's iPhone 11 Pro in the past to do some video work, but this is the first time that I've actually upgraded my phone since the 8 Plus. So I thought I would put the new phone through its paces and see what it's capable of in terms of filmmaking and video production and show you guys the results. So hopefully this video will help you guys learn if upgrading to the iPhone 12 Pro Max is good for you. Spoiler, I can tell you after using the phone for quite a bit that if you're coming from the 11 Pro, the benefits might not seem that great. But if you're upgrading from something like the 6 or the 8 Plus like I was, I think you'll be pleased with the upgrade. Of course, I will be using my favorite mobile video app, Filmmaker Pro, to help unlock the full potential of the iPhone 12 and its cameras. And if you weren't aware, Filmmaker Pro actually released a pretty hefty update over the holidays that helps unlock and tap into that power that the iPhone 12 Pro actually boasts. They've actually added 10-bit SDR recording and Dolby Vision HDR for compatible devices. They've added Log version 3, which is included in the Cinematographer's add-on kit, and some other great stuff as well, but I will be covering all of that in further detail in a dedicated video for Filmmaker Pro here in the near future. So back to the iPhone. The iPhone 12 Pro Max boasts a slightly larger screen than its predecessor, a 2778 by 1284 pixel resolution. The design is a bit more flat with sharper edges compared to the curved and more rounded look of its predecessor. And I actually prefer the design of the new iPhone 12 Pro quite a bit over the 11 personally. But we're here to talk about how this thing is useful in filmmaking. So let's take a look at the cameras and the specs that this thing has. The new phone has a much better primary camera that shoots in 12 megapixels. With an f1.8 aperture. It has a 12 megapixel 2.5 optical zoom telephoto lens with a 52 millimeter focal length. It has a 12 megapixel ultra wide lens that shoots with an f2.4 aperture and a 120 degree field of view. The 12 also has better low light imaging performance over its predecessor, which I am very happy about. It has Dolby Vision HDR recording, which we touched on earlier, and it boasts 4K up to 60 FPS video recording. All of that sounds really great on paper, but how do these cameras actually perform out in the field? You guys want to see what the footage looks like, right? So let's get right to it. Okay then, I spent the last few days shooting some stuff for you guys to check out. So let's take a look and then we'll come back here to decompress.
So Lot of pressure on my chest. Try to stand as lead to control. I don't wanna live a life like this. Fall so deep, deep below. Not alright. Can't no sleep, time's too slow. Can't keep fighting. Used to be free, but now I'm just so losing my mind. It's all in my head, it's all in my
And there you have it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this first look at the iPhone 12 Pro Max and what it's capable of when it comes to video production and filmmaking. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section below, and I will try my best to address everything. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and become a member if you would like to support this channel. As always, thank you guys so much for coming along with this filmmaking journey with me. I will see you guys next in a dedicated Filmic Pro video. I am Ryan, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye. Let's take a moment to appreciate the magical world of mobile filmmaking. The opportunity to shoot near pro quality films has never been more readily available to more people. And that's all thanks to the advancement of the cameras now found in our mobile phones. Years ago, the thought of shooting a film on your mobile phone and having it taken seriously was a laughable prospect. But over time, as our phones grew larger, more powerful, and their cameras more advanced, the world of mobile filmmaking has skyrocketed to viability and to the forefront of many aspiring or established filmmakers' minds. The quality gap between mobile video and video from a DSLR has become much more narrow. And while you can still get better quality from a larger sensor in a DSLR, it's becoming much more difficult to tell the difference. And the most exciting thing about all of this is that these powerful little cameras fit in our pockets and travel with us everywhere, ready to point and shoot near pro quality video at a moment's notice. With built-in stabilizers, pro camera apps like Filmic Pro, and impressive editing software like LumaFusion, everything that we need to shoot, color grade, and edit our next film project can be found in our pockets. It's absolutely mind-blowing. So we know that the prospect of shooting a film with our mobile phone is an exciting prospect for many. But what are the key things that make this new frontier so exciting for many people? Number one is that you probably already have one in your pocket. Smartphones are so widespread now that most people already have access to one before they consider making a film. This means that the barrier to entry is stripped away. Number two is that they are so compact and portable. They fit in your pocket, and there's no need to haul around a large amount of gear if you don't need it. Number three is one that we've already touched on, and that's the mobile apps that are available to you. With apps that let you have better control of your image like Filmic Pro, and apps that give you professional level editing software like LumaFusion. Everything that you need is right there on your device. Aside from the apps, there is a ton of specialized lenses and accessories that you can buy to enhance your mobile filmmaking experience. Things like the Beast Grip and add-on lenses like those made by Moment can really help you take things to the next level. If you'd like to see a list of gear that I recommend for mobile filmmaking, please check it out in the description below. The next positive is the learning curve. Most people are already familiar with how to use the touchscreens on their mobile phones. So learning new apps or using video functions is a lot easier than learning the controls for a new DSLR camera system. Plus, most of the apps that you're going to use have controls that make things simple and intuitive. And the biggest positive is the image quality. Chances are you already have a mobile phone with a camera available to you, and it already shoots great looking video right out of the pocket. Once you learn how to harness its power even further, the sky is the limit. Now, we've been praising mobile filmmaking quite a lot in this video, but what are some of the negative aspects of mobile filmmaking that we should be aware of and prepared for before we start making a film with our mobile phone? The biggest negative that I've encountered so far is the low light performance. With these small sensors, I found that I have to use way more light than I think I'm going to need in order to get a clean image that's free of noise. The second negative I've struggled with is skin tones. I find that the skin tones of my subjects in the mobile films that I've shot so far are difficult to dial in and oftentimes have a yellowish or orange tint that I have to correct. How about battery life or storage? Depending on your device, you may run into battery life issues while shooting over a long period of time, and video files can be large and eat up your phone's memory, especially if you are shooting in 4K. Files this large can fill your device up pretty quickly. As you can see, choosing to shoot a film with your mobile phone has never been a more viable option, and it's only getting better every year. If you'd like to see what's possible with mobile filmmaking, I suggest that you check out films like Sean Baker's Tangerine, Steven Soderbergh's psychological thriller Unsane, one of my favorites, and often billed as the first narrative feature to be entirely shot with iPhone is the 2014 thriller An Uneasy Lies the Mind. If that's not enough, I have quite a few short films here on the channel that were shot with iPhone as well. And if this video got you excited and you're ready to learn more about making a film with your phone, I have tons of tutorials and educational material that will help you learn the ins and outs of apps like Filmic Pro and LumaFusion. And more up-to-date tutorials are on the way very soon. Most of the footage that you've seen featured in this video was shot with an iPhone using Filmic Pro and its Log version 2 color profile. And the clips have been color graded using Creative LUTs for my new Filmic Log version 2 Looks Pack. If you'd like to support the channel, please check them out in the digital store. On today's video, I'm going to show you how you can take footage shot on your mobile phone and just a few easy steps turn it into something that looks and sounds like this, into something that looks and sounds a little more like this. That's much better. This channel is all about learning and growing as a filmmaker, so if that's your thing, please give this video a thumbs up and please consider subscribing if you haven't already, and let's become better filmmakers together. I know it's been a while since my last post. Like many of you, I've been stuck at home, and in my case, I'm stuck at home with my 3 kids, so recording videos has been a little bit difficult, but I'm trying to make the best of it and do the best I can. Hope you guys are staying safe out there, staying home if you can. I know a lot of you guys have to work. My wife has to work right now. It's a really stressful time, but I hope you guys are staying safe, and I wish you all the best. And hopefully this whole pandemic will be over very soon, and we will all have learned a lot of valuable lessons from it, and the world will be a better place after it's gone. With many of us being stuck at home, right now is a great time to try and make videos and films with limited gear, limited resources. And one of those resources that many of us have is a smartphone. If you don't have a lot of gear right now, it's a great time to get out your smartphone and try to create a video if you're looking to start a YouTube channel, or maybe just to make a film with your smart device. So I figured I would put together this video and show you guys some quick and easy tips for how you can improve your smartphone video with minimal gear and effort. You saw the comparisons at the beginning of the video. That early video with nothing done to it was shot on the stock video app on my iPhone 8 Plus. And this shot that you're looking at here was also filmed on my iPhone 8 Plus, but I'm doing a few different things differently to really pull it all together and improve the overall image quality. And we're going to talk about those things right now. One of the first and easiest things you can do, even if you don't have a dedicated professional video app on your mobile device, is to shoot horizontally. Change that orientation to horizontal unless you're filming a dedicated video for, say, Instagram or something like that. You're going to want to flip your camera horizontally. It looks better, has a wider image, and it gives you a more cinematic look overall. And speaking of video camera apps, the next thing you're going to want to do if you can is to download a dedicated professional video app on your phone. I use Filmic Pro. There are several others. You can use the Moment Pro camera app, but these are going to allow you to have better control over your overall image. You can adjust the white balance. You can shoot in a flat color profile. You can shoot 4K, the best codec, 24 frames per second. This is all stuff that your standard video app that comes with your phone is usually not going to allow you to do. Be sure to lock in your white balance and lock in your ISO and your focus so these things aren't adjusting in and out as you're filming. That goes for filming a film or if you're doing a talking head YouTube style video like this one. You're going to want to have all these settings dialed in and locked down so they're not constantly adjusting if the light changes, especially if you're filming a film and the camera's moving around and it's not on a tripod. You're going to want to have these settings locked down so they're not constantly adjusting on you. Let's talk about composition. As you can see from the first shot I showed you guys, the unprofessional looking shot, I was sitting right up against a wall, boring, plain background. One of the first things you're going to want to do if you want to improve your image is to pull your subject off of that background and give us something visually interesting to look at behind them. You see I pulled in front of my desk here, kind of went catty corner with it, just give it some visual interest. I'm actually using my desk lamp as a backlight and kind of a hair light, and to throw some color on the background. It has a nice warm look. I like to use it. Whether it's shooting a video like this or if you're filming something out in the woods, whatever it may be, try to get the most visually appealing shot. If you need a bit of help trying to figure out some good shots, I actually just released a video on basic camera shots for filmmaking. You can find the link to that video right here or in the description below. In order to get composition like this right here, you're going to need something to put your mobile phone on to record, whether that's a Adobe GorillaPod or a tripod or a stand. You're going to need something to mount your phone to the tripod or the Adobe GorillaPod, whatever it is you're using. Right now I'm using a solution from Ulanzi, but there are several out there. I think one called Cobra Tech, but you can find links to different products that I use or recommend for iPhone filmmaking down below. These are affiliate links, so if you click on them and buy something, you are helping the channel out, so thank you. But links to all of the recommended gear that you're going to see in this video, there will be a link to it down below in the description. Up next, let's talk about lighting. I've purposely tried to use the least amount of lights that I could for this setup for a cost-effective look. Right now I'm just using one Amaran light. I have a set of these guys right here, the Aperture Amaran series. You can actually buy a three-piece light kit from them that's very affordable. These lights are awesome if you're just starting out. Even if you're a veteran in the game, these lights can come in handy in quite a few different situations. If you're going for a 3-point light setup, of course you can use a light in the background like I have here on my desk. It's going to add some color and interest to your background. Actually, off to the side here, I'm just using a 5-in-1 reflector to bounce a little bit more light and to fill in this side of my face. But you can accomplish all of this with just minimal gear. You know, a 5-in-1 reflector is very affordable. Put it on a stand, there you go. You don't really need 3 lights. And then I have this light over here, which is an Aperture Amaran, which is also an Aperture Amaran light. And it's just running through a softbox. You don't have to use the softbox, but anytime you can use a softbox, it's going to make that image look a little bit cleaner. Like I said, you can really just improve your images by using very minimal lights. You can even use natural light if you wanted to take this whole setup over to a open window in your house and just get that natural light coming in on your face. Maybe throw a light in the background to give the back some visual interest. There you go. Just play around with these things. If you just got one light, just play around with what's available to you in the room that you're wanting to shoot in. Be sure to get the background looking as interesting as possible, but not more overpowering than your subject. And just, you know, move the lights around in different variations, bounce them off walls, see what looks best for the look you're going for. I personally don't like a very overall soft corporate look. So I really like to have a little bit of a shadow on my face for a little bit more dramatic look. And that goes for my films too. If you're going for a more dramatic look like that, you can most definitely pull it off with just one light. All right, up next, let's talk about audio, which is very, very important. If you listen to the unedited video, you'll notice a big difference in the sound. Now in that shot, I was just shooting standard, no microphone, right off the phone's camera. And what I normally shoot on and what I'm shooting on here is above me I have a Rode VideoMic Pro, the first edition, on a stand here, on a boom stand, and I've got it running into my Tascam audio recorder. If you have an external recorder, you're going to get a lot better and a lot cleaner sound. But if you don't have an external recorder, you don't have the money to spend on an external recorder or a mic like this, you can definitely invest in something like the Rode Video Micro that'll plug straight into your phone, and you can really improve your audio quality that way. Another small touch that you can do, whether it's when you're making a film or if it's a video on YouTube like this, is to wear something that helps you pop off from the background. You know, in that earliest shot, I had a black t-shirt on, and I do wear black shirts quite a bit when I'm making these kinds of videos. But if you really want to take things to the next level and really just improve the overall image quality, just put on something that's going to help you stand out from the background, something that's not going to make you blend into the background, whether that's a costume for a film you're making or if it's just changing your t-shirt in a video like this. Just a small little tip. Like I mentioned before, when you use a professional video camera app, once you get all your footage into the editor of your choice and you're looking to do some color grading, if you filmed in a flat or a log color profile, which these apps allow you to do, you can then apply color correction and color grading to also improve the overall look of your image. I actually used one of my Filmic Pro LUTs to edit this image, and you can find a link to those in the description below. I have a link to my Filmic LUTs Pro Mega Pack, which is actually on sale right now. That's pretty much all I've got for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, if you're interested in seeing content early and getting exclusive free content, you can always join us on Patreon and become a monthly patron to the channel. Don't forget that all the products and recommendations listed in this video can be found down in the description below if you're interested in picking up any of this gear for yourself or just seeing what I recommend for filmmaking and video production in general. And don't forget, before I go, time is running out for you to enter to win a Sirui Swift M1 gimbal for your mobile phone. All you have to do is go check out the video I made on it and follow the directions at the end of that video for your chance to win. Thank you guys so much for coming along on this filmmaking journey with me. Hope you guys stay safe out there, take care of one another, and I will see you on the next video. Bye-bye. On this video, we're talking about cinematic gimbal moves used in narrative filmmaking, and that starts right now. Hey guys, Ryan here, and thank you so much for joining me today. This channel is all about learning and growing as a filmmaker. So if that's your thing, please give this video a thumbs up and please consider subscribing if you haven't already, and let's become better filmmakers together. Today I'll be showing you guys some cinematic gimbal moves using the Sirui P1 gimbal and talking about some practical uses for gimbals as it pertains to narrative filmmaking. And stick around until the end of the video because I'm going to be sharing with you guys how you can win the Swift M1, the P1's little brother, for yourself. You know, I've featured a lot of different gimbals here on the channel. You can watch videos for those right here. But it got me thinking, what are some practical uses for a gimbal when it comes to narrative filmmaking? Sure, gimbals are great when you're shooting some B-roll for your video or you're vlogging, but what are some ways that we can use them to tell a story in a narrative film? Let's head downtown with the Sirui P1 and find out. Hey guys, so we came downtown to this beautiful piece of property today to try out the Sirui Swift P1 gimbal. And I'll be sharing with you guys some cinematic gimbal moves that will hopefully help you improve your narrative filmmaking. Now the P1 gimbal is a little bit different than the M1 gimbal that we did a video on earlier, in that this gimbal, the P1, can actually support smaller DSLRs and mirrorless cameras that you might find in the Sony, Panasonic, and Fujifilm families, to name a few. But the P1 can also support your mobile phone, as you see here. And I know that a lot of you guys are interested in mobile filmmaking like I am, so I thought today I would try this gimbal out using my iPhone 8 Plus. So far after using this gimbal, I can tell you that it's pretty well made. It's affordable and it gives you a lot of options. And remember to stick around until the end of the video. I'm going to be sharing with you guys how you can win a Sirui M1 gimbal for yourself. So without wasting any more time, let's go shoot some footage. And there you have it, guys. Hopefully after watching this video, you have some inspired uses for your gimbal the next time you go to shoot a film. No question time today, but we are doing a giveaway for the Sirui Swift M1 gimbal. If you would like to learn more about the Sirui Swift M1 gimbal, you can watch my video on it right here. But all you have to do to win this bad boy is to post a link below proving that you shared this video with your friends and family on social media before this date that's going to show up on your screen right now. Everyone that has posted proof that they've shared this video online before the cutoff date will be entered to win, and the name will be drawn randomly. Thank you guys in advance for playing, and good luck. I hope you found this video very beneficial, and if you did, please give this video a thumbs up and please consider subscribing if you haven't already. Thank you guys so much for coming along on this filmmaking journey with me. I am Ryan, and I will see you on the next video. Bye-bye. On today's video, we're checking out a fantastic mobile phone gimbal from Sirui called the Swift M1, and that starts right now. Hey guys, Ryan Camp with the Piedmont Motion Picture Company. Thank you so much for joining me today. This show is all about learning and growing as a filmmaker. So if that's your thing, please give this video a thumbs up. Please consider subscribing if you haven't already, and let's become better filmmakers together. You know, I've featured quite a few mobile phone gimbals here on the channel since we started, and they've all been pretty solid from my experience for the most part. Well, today I've got another fantastic mobile phone gimbal to show you, and this is from Sirui, and this is the Swift M1. The fine folks over at Sirui sent me the Swift M1 to check out, along with the Swift P1, which is designed for use with DSLRs, but we'll cover that one in a separate video. Now, what sets the Swift M1 apart from other gimbals that we've covered here on the channel is that it will actually fold up really nice and compact, and you can put it in your backpack and take it with you really easily. It's very portable, and you can fold it up really swiftly. And in my opinion, when you're shooting a film or video with your mobile phone, you're looking for that ease of use and that portability, and I think that this gimbal delivers. Not only is it extremely portable, but it also has a really nice build quality. It doesn't feel cheaply made, and it has all of the functions that you would expect from a pro gimbal. I just like to show you guys the product, show you its features, show you how to use it, give you some test footage, and just give you some light thoughts on what I think about it, and let you guys decide for yourselves whether or not you think this product is right for you. So without wasting any more of your time, let's check out the Swift M1 mobile phone gimbal from Sirui. This is the Sirui Swift M1 portable gimbal for your mobile phone. After you open up the gimbal packaging, you should find the protective case containing the gimbal itself, the attachable tripod, the USB cable, and a cloth bag. To unfold the gimbal, press and slide the folding release button to the left. Rotate the base of the phone clamp to the right or inward to unlock it. Rotate the gimbal handle down 180 degrees. Slide the release button to the right to lock it in place. Turn the gimbal arm clockwise to unlock and attach the mobile phone into the phone clamp and balance the mobile phone. Just turn the balance adjustment knob and adjust the gimbal arm length as needed. Adjust until the mobile phone sits level inside the phone clamp. To fold the gimbal back up, just simply follow the previous steps in reverse. Next, download the Surui Swift app from the App Store. The Swift app requires iOS 9.0 or Android 5.0 or later. Before use, plug the USB-provided cable into the port on the gimbal, and the other end into a power source and charge the gimbal for up to 2 hours. The charging status will be displayed on the front LED UI screen. If you haven't already, attach your phone to the gimbal. It's recommended to have the gimbal powered off before attaching and balancing the mobile phone. You can also rotate the phone clamp to adjust the orientation of the phone to either portrait or landscape. Use the balance adjustment knob to level the mobile phone. The gimbal will not function properly if the phone is not balanced. Now let's connect the Swift mobile app to the gimbal. First, turn on the phone's Bluetooth. Power up the gimbal. Activate the Surui app and then follow the on-screen instructions. Note that the gimbal will still work without using the Surui app, but it provides some extra functionality. Let's take a look at the buttons and dials on the gimbal so we can talk about how to use them. This is the wheel dial. This is the tilting and panning knob. Here is the shutter button. This is the instant app button. The mode switch button, and the power switch. On the other side, you will find the function keys 1 and 2. To power on or off the gimbal, press and hold the power switch for up to 3 seconds. Press the shutter button to control shooting when you are connected to the Swift app. And the mode switch button lets you select one of the 4 shooting modes on the gimbal: tilting and following locked, tilting following, locked, and point of view. You can press down the wheel dial to switch shooting modes: zooming, focusing, panning motion, and tilting motion. For instant shooting control via the app control button, connect the gimbal to the Swift app. To display the option menu, press the app control button. Turn the wheel dial to set options, and press the app control button to exit the menu. Press the function button twice to activate the selected option and close the app menu page. When the gimbal connects with the app, the activated option will display at the bottom of the UI. There are 16 different options here, like front-rear cam switch, beauty mode, face tracking, time-lapse, motion zoom, and the Hitchcock zoom effect, which is my favorite. The function key located on the back of the gimbal has a few uses. Hold down the upper function key to activate the panning and following mode. And you can press and hold down the lower function key to switch between the tilting and following and locked modes. Press the bottom function button key twice to reset the gimbal. Now that we have a general idea of how to get started using this gimbal, let's check out some test footage that I shot with the gimbal earlier this week.
Here's one thing you need to do before buying anything online. Don't spend another dime on Amazon until you watch this first.
And there you have it, guys. I hope this video was informative enough for you to make a well-educated decision on whether or not you would like to pick up the Swift M1 gimbal for yourself. The question for today is very simple. Just let me know what you guys think about the Swift M1 gimbal from Sirui and how you think it compares to other gimbals that we featured here on the channel. Let us all know in the comments below. Of course, if you are interested in picking up the Swift M1 gimbal for yourself, an affiliate product link can be found in the description below. And of course, if you buy it through that link, it doesn't cost you any extra, but you are helping support this channel. You know, the holidays are quickly approaching, and some of you may know that I have a background in music. I used to be a vocalist for a rock band. This year I thought I would try my hand at singing one of my favorite Christmas songs and help raise money for a good cause. So in the description below you can find a link to a video where I'm singing Oh Holy Night. If you'd like to check that out, if that's your thing, go check it out. I didn't want to list it here on the channel because it's not really filmmaking related, but if you want to check it out, the link is there below in the description. And of course, happy holidays and a happy new year to everyone. If you enjoy the videos I'm making here and you would like to help support this channel in some way, there are many different ways that you can do that. The easiest way is to give this video a like, and please subscribe if you haven't already. Be sure to click that bell notification icon so you don't miss any of my new videos. We also have merch for sale right here on YouTube. Just like this shirt I'm wearing right here, you can find all of that stuff below this video. We have a digital store with awesome filmmaking resources, some of them free, where you can find things like our new horror LUTs pack. And last but not least, you can help support us monthly on Patreon like these fine folks right here. All of these things will help us create more content just like this and more films in the future. So I thank you sincerely. As always, I hope this video has been very beneficial to you. Thank you so much for coming along on this filmmaking journey with me. I am Ryan, and I will see you on the next Piedmont Motion Picture Show. Bye-bye. On today's video, we're taking our mobile filmmaking to the next level using Sirui mobile lenses. And that starts right now. Hey guys, Ryan Camp here with the Piedmont Motion Picture Company. Thank you so much for joining me today. This channel is all about learning and growing as a filmmaker. So if that's your thing, please give this video a like. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and let's become better filmmakers together. If you've been thinking about picking up some pro quality lenses for when shooting mobile video, well, I've got a recommendation just for you. I've been shooting with these mobile lenses from Sirui for about 3 weeks now, mainly the anamorphic lens and the wide lens. I have to tell you that Sirui is making a high quality product that's going to give you a great image on your mobile phone, and it's going to save you quite a bit of money when you compare it to some of the competitors in the market. And like I said, these lenses are going to give you a great image quality, they're easy to use, they feel built to last, and they're going to save you some money. I'm going to share with you guys some of the footage that I've been shooting over the past few weeks at the end of this video. But first, let's take a look at what you get when you buy one of these lenses, how to set them up, and the best way to use them. If you pick up one of these lenses from Sirui, you'll get a nifty little protective case, the lens itself with a lens cap, a clip for mounting it to your mobile phone, instruction manual, a cleaning cloth, and a Sirui quality seal of approval. Before mounting your lens to your phone, be sure to use the cleaning cloth to clean the lens and your phone's camera. Now attach the lens to the mobile clip adapter. Just insert the lens into the clip adapter and turn slightly until you hear the click sound. You can also pick up a phone case from Sirui that will allow you to mount the lens directly to the case. If you are using the clip, clamp the adapter directly onto your mobile phone's camera, and then turn the front lens housing to make its side with the lock key or Sirui logo run parallel to the long side of your phone. Check to make sure that your image is not showing any vignetting or there isn't anything obstructing the view of the camera. Adjust if necessary until you have a clean image. Also be sure to check when you're moving the phone around that no vignetting is apparent. Once you get a clear image, you are ready to shoot some cinematic footage with your phone. Just like this. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed this look at these Sirui mobile phone lenses. Hopefully this video will help you make a well-informed decision on whether or not these lenses are right for you. Question of the day. Are you currently using any mobile phone lens accessories when you're shooting mobile video? If so, what are you using, and tell us how you like it. Let us know in the comments below. If you like this channel and you want to support what we're doing, there are tons of different ways that you can do that. We have merch, we have an online digital store, and you can become a monthly patron just like these awesome folks right here. Once again, please give this video a like and please subscribe if you haven't already. And as always, thank you so much for coming along on this filmmaking journey with me. I am Ryan, and I will see you on the next Piedmont Motion Picture Show. Bye-bye. Hey guys, Ryan Camp with the Piedmont Motion Picture Company. Thank you so much for joining me today. This channel is all about learning and growing as a filmmaker. So if you find this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and please consider subscribing if you haven't already, and let's become better filmmakers together. This week we're taking a look at the Filmmaker SPG2 smartphone stabilizer. I've broken this video into two parts, and this is part 2 of this video. If you haven't seen part 1 yet, which focuses on getting everything set up and a broad overview of the gimbal's features, I recommend that you go check that video out first and then come back here to finish up. This second part will feature an in-depth tutorial and a look at some cinematic test footage that I shot with the gimbal myself. And be sure to stick around until the end of the video because I'm going to share with you guys an exclusive code that you can use at checkout on the Filmmaker store to get the SPG2 for 10% off. Okay, so without wasting any more time, let's get this tutorial started. Assuming you've watched part 1 of this video, you should now be familiar with the gimbal's parts and buttons. You should have your phone balanced in your SPG2 gimbal and ready to go. Now let's power on the gimbal by pressing and holding the function button until the gimbal powers on. The gimbal should be working normally now. Download and open the Filmmaker companion app. Allow the app to scan for your gimbal and then allow it to access your phone's camera and microphone. Be sure to click the Auto Connect button so that the next time you use the gimbal, it will automatically connect to your phone. You should see a check mark appear beside of the Bluetooth symbol on the gimbal to let you know it's connected. Open your Bluetooth list in your phone settings and select the audio connection for the gimbal. Now, another check mark should appear beside the Bluetooth symbol on the gimbal. Let's familiarize ourselves with the layout of the Filmmaker app. This top left button will switch you between photo and video modes. Since this is a filmmaking channel, we will focus on the video mode only for this tutorial. The button below that will switch between the various video modes, slow motion, time-lapse, etc. Directly below that is the shutter button, which will stop or start video recording. The button below the shutter will switch between the front and rear-facing cameras. This button has a menu for photo timer settings, flash lamp control, HDR control, video filters, and more. This is also where you can change the video resolution as well. In the top right of the app, you will see the button to access the image gallery. Beside of that, you will see the Filmmaker logo, which will allow you to discover new devices. Starting at the middle right of the screen, you will see a button that allows you to turn on face tracking and object tracking within the gimbal. There is also detailed instructions on how to enable them properly. Below that is the gimbal settings menu, which will allow you to change the gimbal's shooting mode, essentially allowing for the best settings depending on whether you're shooting a normal scene, a smooth motion scene, or a scene with fast motion. And just below that, you will find information about the current gimbal you have connected and its battery life. And last but not least, you can tap on the screen to adjust focus. You can use 2 fingers to drag and pull to zoom in and out. And you can tap on the screen to hold to lock focus. Of course, you can use any video camera app you want with your SPG2, but there is the little bit of added functionality such as the ability to use the shutter button on the gimbal to stop and start recording on your phone or snap a photo, among other things. Now let's take a look at the buttons and their functions. Of course, now you know that pressing and holding the function button powers on and off the gimbal. When the gimbal starts up, it will be in the default mode called Heading Follow Mode, or HF. The lens will follow the panning axis while in this mode. Single tap the function button to enter lock mode or LK. In this mode, the lens direction is locked. Double tap the function button to enter heading and tilting mode or TF. In this mode, the lens will follow the movements of both panning and tilting axes. Triple tap the function button to enter the all follow mode or AF. Here, the lens will follow the movements of all three axes in any angle. Quadruple tap the function button to enter the auto rotation mode. Move your device to the desired point and then single tap the function button. Now move your device to the desired endpoint and single tap the function button again. Now the gimbal will start to rotate automatically following your predetermined path. It can work alongside the app to create motion time-lapse shots. You can tap the function button 5 times to initialize the gimbal. Now lay the gimbal on a flat surface horizontally. When you see the words "Init complete" on the display screen, single tap the function button to wake up the gimbal to use it again. Now let's take a look at the joystick. Pressing the joystick upward commands the tilting axis to move upward. And of course, pressing the joystick downward commands the tilting axis to move downward. Pressing left will cause the panning axis to move to the left, and pressing right will cause the panning axis to move to the right. If you move the horizontal adjustment button to the left or right, it will control the rotation of the rolling axis in any mode. You can press and hold the trigger button to enter the fast follow mode instantly. Just double tap the trigger button in any mode to reset the gimbal to its original state. Tapping the settings button on the gimbal will allow you to switch the shooting modes within the VCool app. And you can press and hold the settings button to switch to the volume control interface. Just adjust the volume with the joystick. This option requires you to connect the Bluetooth audio like I showed you earlier. Single tap the shutter button to take a photograph. Double tap the shutter button to switch between the front and rear cameras. And press and hold the shutter button to begin or end video recordings. You can short press the magic ring to switch to rolling axis control for precise movements. Just rotate the magic ring to control the rotation. Also, you can short press the magic ring to switch to tilting axis control. Short press it again to switch to panning axis control. Just rotate the ring to control any of these movements more precisely. If you are connected to the app, there's a few more controls as well. You can long press the magic ring to switch to camera control. Just rotate the magic ring to zoom in and out. Single tap the magic ring to switch to focus control, ISO control, white balance, and exposure. Just rotate the magic ring to adjust each of these settings. To switch from landscape to portrait mode, there are 2 different methods. You can rotate the holder 90 degrees manually, or when holding the handle horizontally, with the tilt motor on the right-hand side, press and hold the trigger button. Then, single tap the function button to switch. Note that this method will not work with the handle held vertically. You can move the camera into any position and hold it for half a second to save it. If you've connected the gimbal's audio with Bluetooth on your phone like I showed you earlier, you can insert a headset microphone into the jack on the side of the gimbal to receive audio that way. Just be sure to switch over to Bluetooth audio collection within the app. This week's episode of the PMOT Motion Picture Show is a 2-parter as we take a look at the Feiyutech SPG2 smartphone stabilizer. And that starts right now. Hey guys, Ryan Camp here with the PMOT Motion Picture Company. Thank you so much for joining me today. This channel is all about learning and growing as a filmmaker. So if you find this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and let's become better filmmakers together. This week on the show, we're taking a look at the Filmmaker SPG2 smartphone stabilizer. And I've broken this video down into two separate parts. This video, the first video, is going to focus on the unboxing of the gimbal and a broad overview of its features. And the second part of the video will focus on an in-depth tutorial and some cinematic test footage. Be sure to stick around until the end of either video, and I will share an exclusive code just for PMOT Motion viewers, and you can save up to 10% off when you purchase the SPG2. Okay, without wasting any more time, let's check out the SPG2 smartphone gimbal. First, let's open up the gimbal and see what we have inside. You'll find the gimbal itself, of course, a micro USB charging cable, a snazzy little tripod accessory, various adapters for charging your phone while it's mounted in the gimbal, and of course you will need your smartphone, not included. If you see an ion battery included with your gimbal, remove the bottom cap from the gimbal and insert the ion battery. My gimbal came with the battery pre-installed, so your experience may vary. Once you have the battery in, plug in the micro USB charging cable and plug it in to fully charge your gimbal before using it. Next, we can mount our smartphone in the gimbal. Pull the upper and bottom side of the holder to make it a little bit wider than your smartphone. Put your smartphone in and make it fasten to the smartphone. Note that it is recommended to remove any case or protective shell that you might have on your smartphone for better balancing. Also, for reference, I am using my iPhone 8 Plus with this gimbal and it fits just fine. Now we need to balance the gimbal for optimal performance. If you notice that the phone sits left or right in the gimbal, loosen the knob ring and slide the cross arm to the opposite side. After sliding it left or right to find the perfect balance for your phone, then you can tighten the knob ring back to lock it in place. Now let's go over these buttons and knobs and familiarize ourselves with the SPG2's layout. This is the gimbal's display screen. Here you will find useful information like Bluetooth connectivity, its charging status, battery capacity, and what working mode and shooting mode the gimbal is currently in. This is the joystick. It moves the gimbal in different directions. Here is the function button. This button is used to power on and off the gimbal, and it can also change the various follow modes. This is the shutter button. Once you've connected the gimbal to the Filmmaker companion app, you can use this button to take a photograph or control video recordings. On the side, we have the settings button. This will let you switch to the volume interface or the main interface, and it will let you switch the smartphone shooting modes. To the other side, we have the multifunction knob. On the bottom is the thread mount where we put in the battery earlier. This section here is referred to as the pan axis. This is the vertical arm. This is the tilt axis. And this is called the smartphone holder. Here we have a micro USB port for charging the smartphone while it's in the gimbal. This is called the cross arm. This is the roll axis. And on the back, of course, we have the knob ring, which we used to balance the gimbal earlier. We have a horizontal adjustment button, a thread mount on the side, the trigger button, which can reset the gimbal's orientation and lock it in place. And of course, we have the micro USB port for charging the gimbal itself. Now you should have a good idea of all the various buttons and parts of this gimbal. Now we are ready to download the companion app, power on the gimbal, pair the companion app with the gimbal, and start shooting some awesome stabilized footage with our smartphone. Be sure to watch part 2 of this video for an in-depth tutorial on how to use your SPG2, as well as a look at some cinematic test footage that I shot this week using this gimbal. Okay guys, that does it for the overview of the SPG2. Be sure to check out part 2 for an in-depth tutorial on how to use this gimbal with some cinematic test footage. That should be hitting the channel very soon. Question of the day: do you own a gimbal as part of your smartphone filmmaking kit? If so, what are you using and how do you like it? Let us know in the comments below. As promised, here's your code for 10% off when you buy the SPG2 from the Filmmaker online store. And of course, you can find a link to the store in the description below. Just enter the code Ryan at checkout and you're all set. Now, this code is only good for up to 3 months after the posting of this video. So hurry over and check it out if you're interested so you don't miss out on these savings. Also, if you're interested in supporting this channel in any way, we have merch for sale, we have an online digital store with awesome filmmaking resources, some of them free, and we have a Patreon page where you can become a patron just like these awesome guys right here. Get your name featured on the show like these guys, get access to exclusive videos, and much more. Links to all of this stuff can be found in the description below. Also, the most important way you can support this channel is to give this video a thumbs up, and please subscribe if you haven't already. As always, thank you for coming along on this filmmaking journey with me. I am Ryan, and I will see you on the next Piedmont Motion Picture Show. Also, when charging your gimbal, you can single tap the function button to check the battery level. The gimbal can also be used while charging. And that's just about everything I can think of to show you about this gimbal. I have to say that the SPG2 is an awesome smartphone stabilizer. It has really nice build quality, it feels sturdy and well made, and it has all the functions that you would come to expect from such a device and then some. If you're looking for a smartphone gimbal, I highly recommend you consider the SPG2. I've had a great time using it. Take a look at some of the footage I shot this week, and hopefully this video will help you decide if this gimbal is right for you. If you have any questions or comments, please don't hesitate to leave them below. I'd be happy to help. Okay guys, that does it for our in-depth tutorial of the SPG2. Question of the day. Now that you've seen everything that the SPG2 has to offer, how do you think it compares to similar gimbals on the market? Let us know in the comments below. As promised, here is your code to get 10% off when you buy the SPG2 from the Filmmaker online store. A link to the store can be found in the description below. Just enter the code Ryan at checkout and you're all set. Now be aware that this code is only good for the next 3 months after the posting of this video, so if you're looking to pick up the gimbal, now's a great time to do it. If you're looking to support this channel, we have tons of different ways you can do that. We have merch for sale, which you can find below. We have an online digital store where you can get filmmaking resources, some of them for free. And we have a Patreon page where you can sign up to be a monthly patron of this channel, get your name featured on the show just like these guys, and you get access to free filmmaking resources, exclusive video content, and much more. Please give this video a like and subscribe if you haven't already. And as always, thank you so much for coming along on this filmmaking journey with me. I am Ryan, and I will see you on the next Piedmont Motion Picture Show. Bye-bye. Today, we're looking at 10 steps that we can use to achieve cinematic looking video using our iPhones, and that starts right now. Hey guys, it's Ryan with the Piedmont Motion Picture Company. Thank you so much for joining me today. If this is your first time finding us, this channel is all about learning and growing as a filmmaker. So if you find this video helpful, before you leave, please give it a thumbs up and please consider subscribing if you haven't already, and let's become better filmmakers together. You know, I've been making iPhone filmmaking videos on this channel for a while now, and I wanted to take a step back and make a video dedicated to people who may just be getting started with the medium. A video for someone who wants to tell stories, someone who wants to make their first film, and most importantly, someone who wants to capture it all using their iPhone. Hopefully these 10 tips that I'm about to share with you will help get you started in the right direction and ultimately help you make a better looking film with your mobile phone. Now, some of these tips are applicable to making a film with any kind of camera, so some of what you learned today can be carried over into the DSLR world when you're ready to make that transition. All right, let's get started. My first tip, and this may be a no-brainer for some, is to shoot with your phone horizontally. Shooting vertical video is going to give you a very amateurish look. and should only be used in special cases. As in if you're trying to illustrate a handheld video recording with a phone within your film, or if you are creating something for a social platform such as Instagram stories. Otherwise, always shoot horizontally with your phone. When we are trying to create a film look, we want that widescreen aspect ratio that shooting horizontally helps accommodate. My next tip is to get yourself a dedicated video app for shooting video on your phone. There are many available, such as Mavis Pro, Moment, and Filmic Pro. But from my test, I've had the most success and ease of use with Filmic Pro. It's not a free app, and some of the Pro features require an additional cost to unlock. But if you are serious about making films with your iPhone, it will be money well spent. If you'd like an in-depth tutorial on how to get the most out of Filmic Pro, a link to that video can be found in the description below. You are going to want to set up a flat color profile and set your white balance before you start shooting. A color profile defines the colors we capture with our cameras and see on our displays. If you plan to color grade your footage later to get a really unique look, it may be best to use a flatter color profile before shooting. This will allow us more flexibility when we are trying to fine-tune the image, giving us more flexibility with how much we can adjust the highlights and shadows within that image. However, if you just want to go with a more natural look, or don't want to spend a lot of time color grading, you can just settle with your video app's more natural color profile. Also, be sure to set the appropriate white balance before shooting. White balance is going to affect the color temperature and tint of our images, and having it set incorrectly can lead to unnatural skin tones, or an image that is either too blue, cool, or too orange, warm than we'd like. If you are using an app like Filmic Pro, you can usually adjust this setting manually, or choose an auto adjustment. The auto adjustment works well sometimes, but more often than not, we are going to want to set it manually and then be sure to lock it in place. That way the white balance isn't shifting and changing while we are shooting. Up next, we need to make sure we are using an appropriate aspect ratio.
This is a camera lucida, and for the whole of the 19th century, it was the indispensable drawing aid for great masters
And that we have our resolution set to something that is going to produce the highest quality possible for our device. The aspect ratio of an image describes the proportional relationship between its width and its height. If you are using a dedicated video camera app like Filmic Pro, you should be able to set your aspect ratio to a HD standard like 16:9 or to a wide cinematic standard like 2:3:9. Depending on your device, try to set your resolution and bitrate as high as you can. For instance, in Filmic Pro, if you are shooting with an iPhone 6s or higher, you can set your video resolution to 4K and use the Filmic Extreme codec, which will give you the highest bitrate. Be aware that this will make the files you record very large, and it may take up a lot of memory space on your device. Frame rate determines the frequency at which frames in the image are displayed. 24 FPS, or frames per second, is considered the film standard and is used because it gives our images a nice motion blur. Be sure to set your camera to 24 FPS in your video app of choice. Another tip here is to make sure and cut off all the automatic adjustments within your video app. Never rely on autofocus when trying to make a film, or allow for exposure or white balance adjustments to automatically shift while you are filming. Lock all of these settings down if you can, or turn them to manual so you can have complete control over your images. We don't want our shot ruined by the focus or the settings on our camera to be shifting in and out while we're trying to film. It looks very unprofessional. The more time we take to plan out our shots, angles, and composition, the better chance we have of making a compelling and interesting video image. Don't just shoot your scene without any thought. Take your time to look at your surroundings, the background, the lighting, and your subject's depth from the camera to the background. This will help you put together an image that is visually stimulating and interesting. Once you have your footage shot and transferred over to your PC, Mac, iPad, or wherever else you're choosing to edit your footage, be sure to set up your project so that it accommodates the footage that you shot. For instance, if you are using Adobe Premiere Pro, be sure to set your project up so that it works with 24 FPS footage and a 1080p timeline or a 4K timeline, depending on how you want to edit. When I'm making YouTube videos like this one, I usually work in a 1080p timeline along with my 4K footage. The resulting footage looks really great, and I can use my large video files scaled down to frame things in the way I want in post. But if you're wanting the high-quality 4K video exported as is, be sure to set up your timeline for 4K footage. Also, be sure to set up the correct aspect ratio during this step as well. If you chose to shoot your footage in a flat or log color profile like we discussed earlier, you're probably going to need some kind of color correction and color grading. Color correcting is usually done first. This is the process of going through and making sure your shots are the right color temperature, the exposure is adjusted properly, and that the shadows and highlights are properly adjusted. If your footage is really flat or in log, it can be kind of tough to tell how you're affecting the footage during this step. So you may want to apply a base color grade just to get your image at a good starting point. Color correct each shot, and then apply an overall color grade at the end when you have all of your shots looking great to give it a really unique look. And finally, there is a ton of different accessories and gear that you can use along with your mobile phone to help improve your shots. But the only things that I think are truly necessary are a tripod, a decent audio and mic setup, and perhaps a few lights. To take things to the next level, you can invest in accessories like moment lenses, ND filters especially made for mobile phones like the ones from Polar Pro, or stabilizers like the DJI Osmo Mobile. Don't think that you need this stuff to create a wonderful film using your mobile phone, but if you're serious about making the best possible mobile film that you can check out links to the gear I recommend in the description below. Okay, so how about a quick recap? Number 1, always film horizontally. 2, use a dedicated video app like Filmmaker Pro. Number 3, be sure to set up a flat color profile or a log color profile, and be sure to adjust your white balance accordingly. Number 4, be sure to use a cinematic aspect ratio, and be sure to use the highest resolution settings available for your device. Number 5, be sure to use a frame rate of 24 FPS for that cinematic look. Number 6, don't use automatic settings. Be sure to set everything up for manual adjustments. Number 7, be sure to plan out all of your shots ahead of time. Number 8, be sure to set up your project settings accordingly. Number 9, if you used a flat or log color profile to film your images, be sure to color correct and color grade your footage in post. And number 10, you can use specialized gear and accessories for getting video with your phone, like lenses, ND filters, tripods, and stabilizers to help improve your images. Okay guys, with these tips, hopefully you'll be well on your way to creating your first mobile film. Get out there and get it done. Question of the day, what is your biggest hurdle when trying to create a video project with your mobile phone? Is there something holding you back? Let us know in the comments below. If you would like to help support this channel and keep us going, there are many ways you can do that. Check out our digital store for awesome filmmaking resources like our Filmmaker Pro LUT Pack. Of course, you can greatly help this channel out by sharing this video with your friends and family on social media, giving it a thumbs up, and subscribing if you haven't already. And last but not least, a big shout out to our patrons who support this channel month after month. Becoming a patron gets you exclusive perks, free resources, early looks at our films, and your name featured in episodes of the show, just like these guys. Big thanks and much love to all of our patrons. Links to everything that I just mentioned can of course be found in the description below. Thanks for coming along on this filmmaking journey with me. I am Ryan, and I will see you on the next Piedmont Motion Picture Show. Bye-bye. On this episode of the Piedmont Motion Picture Show, we're talking about the best iPhone gear and accessories to add to your mobile filmmaking kit, and that starts right now. Hey guys, Ryan Camp with the Piedmont Motion Picture Company. Thank you so much for joining me today. This channel is all about learning and growing as a filmmaker. So if you find this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and let's become better filmmakers together. I know that many of you who watch this channel are mobile filmmaking enthusiasts. So today we're going to take a look at everything you might need to put together a mobile filmmaking kit so you can start making awesome movies with your smartphone. I'm still in the process of redoing my office here, so pardon the mess. Still got some painting to do, but things are coming along nicely. Finally got my gear all in place, my new desk. Should have a video launching pretty soon going over the renovation process I've been going through in regards to that. But as you can see, I still have a little bit of work to do with the background here. Okay, so iPhone filmmaking accessories and gear. I'd like to preface this video by first saying that you can absolutely shoot a awesome film with just your iPhone and a tripod and everything would turn out great. But if you want to take your images to the next level, I would suggest investing in some, or if not all, of the gear that I have in my mobile filmmaking kit, which I'm going to share with you guys today. Now, this isn't necessarily the best gear. I try to go for things that are affordable for you guys if you're just starting out. But this is the stuff that I started out using, and it served me really well, and it's stuff that I recommend, and a lot of it I still use on a daily basis today. All right, guys, let's check out the gear. The first thing you're going to need when putting together a smartphone filmmaking kit is, of course, a mobile phone. I'm currently shooting with the iPhone 8 Plus. I'm usually a generation or two behind with my smartphone, but I'm happy with the quality I'm getting with the iPhone 8 Plus right now. But upgrading to the newer models like the iPhone XS certainly couldn't hurt. Once you get a decent phone with a good camera, you're going to need a tripod and a mount for your phone. If you already own a tripod, I would recommend just buying a phone mount so you can mount your phone to your current tripod. I'm currently using the Cobra Tech tripod mount. It has a nice stable base, very durable, it's easy to install, it includes a Bluetooth remote and carrying case, it can switch from landscape to portrait mode with ease, it has strong and adjustable knobs and spring clamps, and it can fit any size phone with or without a case. But if you're looking for a tripod and a mount altogether, I would recommend checking out the Hitch Phone Tripod. It has a universal smartphone adapter, Bluetooth remote control, and it's pretty stable and durable. But the most important thing with a tripod like this is that it has a pan and tilt head with a lock, so you can nail some great motion shots. Next up is lenses. Moment makes an awesome array of lenses for your iPhone. Everything from wide lenses to macro to anamorphic, and they can really help your footage stand out. If you're going to add one of these lenses to your kit, or others like it, you're probably going to need to buy a specific case for your phone to help mount the lens, so keep that in mind. There are a few companies who make phone lenses that will clip to your phone instead, if you're looking to go that route, but I've personally never used them. If you're looking to get silky smooth shots with your mobile video, out of all the gimbals that I've tried, my favorite has to be the DJI Osmo. It has active track for following your subjects, a great stabilizer, time-lapse shooting, cinematic zoom control. It's easy to use and it's lightweight and portable. If you're looking for a great mic that will work with your smartphone, look no further than the Rode Video Micro. This is a compact on-camera microphone that is a high-quality cardioid condenser. It's lightweight, includes a shock mount, a furry windshield, and it runs off your camera's plug-in power. If you're going to try your hand at cinematic lighting, natural lighting looks great and can be used to great effect, but sometimes you're going to need a light kit to get the job done. If you're looking for a great, reliable, and affordable light kit to get you started, I would recommend the Aperture Amaran 528 LED Studio Panel Light Kit. I love Aperture lights, and this is a really solid 3-light kit to get you started. They're powerful, dimmable, very portable, and battery powered if you need them, so you can light it up anywhere. You can't really beat the price for what you get in this light kit. If you're looking to go a little bit cheaper, they also have a 2-light version of this kit as well. If you're looking to take full control of your phone's camera, you'll need a video camera app to give you some professional level tools. My app of choice is Filmmaker Pro. It has everything you need to fine-tune your images to get the best results. I've created several tutorials showing you how to get the most out of Filmmaker Pro. So if you're interested in adding this app to your kit, go watch those videos as soon as you're done here. If you're looking for an awesome camera bag to keep all of your great new iPhone filmmaking accessories in, I would recommend checking out Think Tank products. These guys have an awesome bag for just about any situation. Whether you're just looking for an awesome small shoulder bag to keep your phone rig and lenses in, or you need a heavy-duty camera bag that can hold your DSLR, phone, gear, and lenses, they've got you covered. Okay guys, links to all of the products that you just saw are listed in the description below, and these are affiliate links, so if you click on them and you buy them, you will be supporting this channel. Just wanted to let you guys know that for full transparency. Question of the day. So today you've seen the gear that I use to shoot films with my iPhone. If you could improve my kit, what would you add to it? Let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to support this channel, you can start by giving this video a thumbs up if you found it helpful. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. And be sure to click the bell notification icon so you don't miss any of my new videos. You can also check out our digital store for awesome filmmaking resources, just like our Filmic Pro LUT pack that you can use with footage that you shoot on your iPhone. Before we go, I'd like to give a special shout out to our patrons who support this channel every month. Ethan B, Karen C, Richard H, and Ben K. Thank you guys so much for your continued support. I love you very much. As always, thank you for joining me on this filmmaking journey. I am Ryan, and I will see you on the next Piedmont Motion Picture Show. Hey guys, Ryan Camp with the Piedmont Motion Picture Company. Thank you so much for joining me today. This channel is all about learning and growing as a filmmaker. So before we go any further, please give this video a like, please subscribe if you haven't already, and let's become better filmmakers together. And don't forget to click the bell for notifications so you don't miss anything. You know, a lot of big name filmmakers and aspiring filmmakers alike are using their mobile phones to tell stories. The quality of what is possible nowadays is astounding, and it's never been easier to get cinematic quality video with your mobile phone, especially if you're using an app like Filmic Pro along with lenses to get better results. But what about actually editing films and videos on your mobile phone as well? The price of professional video editing equipment to use on your Mac or PC can be a little bit too much for filmmakers who are just starting out. Not to mention there's a little bit of a learning curve as well. Luckily, there are a lot of really great options, some of them very affordable, for use when you want to edit video on your mobile phone. Doesn't matter if you have an iPhone or an Android device, there should be something for you. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of the most popular video editing apps that you can get right now. First up on the list is Video Leap. Whether you want to make artistic Hollywood level films or make simple home movies to share with friends and family, Video Leap is capable of high-end editing features for pros and simple and intuitive editing on the go for amateurs as well. Video Leap features compositing tools, high-end tools for keyframe animations, green screen compositing, special effects, precise editing, and even audio controls and effects. Next up is Splice. Splice is a simple but elegant video editing app that makes editing video on your phone as simple and as quick as possible. The easy-to-use interface is deceptively simple, with powerful tools that let you easily trim, transition, and animate. You can easily customize music and titles to go with your videos, and sharing your videos after you're done is a breeze. The next app on our list is Quick, and it lives up to its name. This may be the quickest way to create awesome videos with just a few taps. Made by GoPro, the Quick app lets you choose from themes that you can adjust to your liking, featuring graphics, fonts, filters, and intensities that can be edited to fit your style. Working alongside the GoPro app, Quick can create videos automatically for you using the Quick Stories feature, putting together videos using media that you've shot within the last 72 hours. Adobe Premiere Clip is a free app from Adobe that offers a basic set of editing tools for drag and drop editing, trimming, transitions, slow motion effects, and more. Add your own music, and Auto Mix will automatically balance soundtracks with your audio. Easily export your project to Premiere Pro and take your project even further. If you already have a Creative Cloud subscription, however, you're probably going to want to use Adobe Premiere Rush instead, which offers a more robust set of features, including a flexible timeline that lets you drag and drop with ease. InShot is another great video editing app for iOS and Android users that has everything you need to edit video and share it online. Add effects, voiceovers, music, text, filters, and share them easily on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and more with just the tap of a finger. iMovie has been around for a while, and the mobile version offers a host of features to help you create beautiful movies on your iPhone. With a streamlined design and intuitive multi-touch gestures, iMovie lets you make movies fast and share them easily. Create trailers using the built-in themes, enhance your movie with slow motion, and create a soundtrack using the built-in music and sound effects. You can also connect a keyboard to use simple shortcuts to edit even faster. Video is another free app that is geared towards quick and easy video editing. This app features complete video editing on the go. You can easily trim and arrange, add titles, captions. It also has sophisticated music controls, and there are in-app purchasable upgrades for more motion titles, green screen effects, an expanded music library, and much more. The next app on our list is arguably the best video editing app available for Android devices, and that app is Power Director. This app has a really cool, sleek interface that has powerful multi-track timeline editing. Create voiceovers, use chroma key for green screen effects, produce 4K movies, and share them easily on social media. If you're an Android user looking for a powerful video editor, Power Director may just be the one you're looking for. Next up is KindMaster. This is a full-featured video editor that supports multiple layer editing of video and audio. This app supports unlimited text and image layers, precision cutting and trimming, chroma key, 3D transitions, and much, much more. KindMaster is a subscription service, but you can check out a trial version to see if you dig it. And the last app on our list happens to be my favorite. LumaFusion might just be the most powerful video editing app that you can get on the iPhone. Used by mobile journalists, filmmakers, and professional video producers, LumaFusion gives you quite a bit of power and flexibility for mobile phone editing. LumaFusion gives you access to powerful video editing tools for multi-track video, audio, dozens of video effects, slow and fast motion effects, a title editor, a project manager, and to top it all off, the app boasts excellent customer support with a wide range of tutorials for learning how to use the app. Hopefully you'll find an app on this list that suits your needs for mobile video editing. Question of the day: have you ever edited a video or film on your mobile phone? If so, what app did you use? And tell us about your experience in the comments below. Be sure to check out the PMP Digital Store. If you're into mobile filmmaking, we have some great cinematic LUT packs just for you, and you'll be helping support this channel. And very soon we'll be launching our Scene Sounds collection. Ambient atmospheres for use in your videos that are royalty-free, affordable, high quality, and they'll help bring the scenes in your films and videos to life. Our first pack will be Rain, sounds that are perfect for any scene in your video or film where water is at play, so stay tuned for that. If you like what I'm doing here and you want to help support the channel and help it grow, please check out our Patreon page where you can find out how you can become part of this growing community of filmmakers. Thank you for coming along on this filmmaking journey with me. I am Ryan, and I will see you on the next Piedmont Motion Picture Show. On today's show, a quick crash course on how to get that cinematic film look with your mobile phone, and that starts right now. Hey guys, I'm Ryan Camp with the Piedmont Motion Picture Company. Thank you so much for joining me today. If this is your first time finding us, this channel is all about learning and growing as a filmmaker. It features short films, gear reviews, and filmmaking tutorials just like this one. So if you're interested, please consider subscribing and let's become better filmmakers together. Over the past few years, smartphones have become an increasingly viable way for filmmakers to create. And if the analytics of this channel are any indication, a lot of you are interested in getting the most out of your smartphones as it pertains to filmmaking. While the image quality has a ways to go before it can stand toe-to-toe with the best DSLRs, many filmmakers are willing to sacrifice that little bit of image quality and shoot with their smartphone. In some cases, shooting on your smartphone offers an ease of use, lower production costs, and portability is also a pretty big factor. Most of us usually always have our smartphones in our pockets. If you would like to check out some recent films that were shot on mobile for some inspiration, I recommend checking out the Sundance Film Festival hit Tangerine or the Steven Soderbergh thriller Unsane. I'll post links to each film's trailer down below. So today I wanted to give you guys a quick crash course on everything you need to know to get the cinematic film look with your mobile device. A dedicated camera app that gives you manual control of your camera settings is a must for mobile filmmaking. The built-in cameras and apps in most smartphones are great on their own, but if we spend a little extra on a dedicated camera app like Filmmaker Pro, which gives us more control of our image settings, it can really help take our footage to the next level. For a more in-depth tutorial on how to use Filmmaker Pro, please check out some of my other videos.
On that same note, having your camera set up properly is key to achieving a film look on your phone. Shooting in 24 FPS using a flat or log color profile, using proper white balance, and a proper aspect ratio depending on what format you're creating for, all go a long way. Shooting 24 frames per second is the standard for cinema quality video, and it gives your footage a smooth motion look. Using a flat color profile brings out the most color depth in your image when you're color grading and correcting later. Using a 16:9 or 2:3:9 aspect ratio, depending on whether you want that cinematic widescreen look or you want to completely fill your frame, is also an important decision. This really all depends on where you expect your film to be viewed, on the big screen or on computer monitors, and if you want the widescreen look or the letterboxing at the top and bottom of your image. I know in the past I've shown how to use a PNG file for black bars or letterboxing, but really that just bakes that into your image when exporting, and it can cause some artifacting as well. The PNG file method is probably best suited for if you're creating a YouTube video that switches between a standard look and scenes that you want to come across as more cinematic. I'm also planning on making a future video that deals with the subject of aspect ratios in a bit more detail, so stay tuned for that. Lenses and accessories can go a long way in improving the look of your images. Gimbals like the DJI Osmo Mobile, ND filters like the Iris system, and lenses like those offered by Moment can help elevate your footage and make it stand out from the rest. One of my favorites is the anamorphic lens from Moment. Look for a new video soon on that sweet little baby. For links to all of my favorite iPhone filmmaking accessories, check out my kit page. Once you have taken those steps to get the best possible footage with your phone, you can now bring it into your editing program and add a few different final touches. Color grading your flat image is an important post-production step that should not be ignored. The process can be intimidating for new filmmakers, so until you know your way around the Lumetri panel, I would recommend using LUTs on your footage. You can check out some of my custom-made LUTs created specifically for Filmic Pro by following the link in the description below. And one final tip is to invest in and utilize Film Convert. Film Convert has a variety of profiles, including those for iPhones. This plugin allows you to give your footage a realistic film grain that's missing from most digital cameras. Film Convert also has tools to help you color grade your footage as well. Follow these steps and you'll have a great foundation for creating that cinematic film look with your mobile device.
Before we go, I have a question for you. The Oscar award-winning director Steven Soderbergh has went on record as saying that he believes mobile filmmaking is the future. Do you agree with him? Let me know in the comments below why or why not. Okay, that's it for today. As always, I hope this video has been very beneficial to you, and if it has, please consider giving it a thumbs up and subscribing if you're not already. Thanks for coming along on this filmmaking journey with me, and I will see you guys on the next Piedmont Motion Picture Show. Today we're talking about the Iris mobile filter system. Awesome indie filters designed for use with your mobile device. And stick around until the end of the video because I'm going to show you how you can win one of these for yourself. And that starts right now. Hi, I'm Ryan with the Piedmont Motion Picture Company. Thank you so much for joining me today. If this is your first time here, this channel focuses on learning and growing as a filmmaker. It features short films, filmmaking tutorials, and videos about filmmaking gear just like this one. So if you're interested, please consider subscribing. Before we get started, we just passed 5,000 subscribers on the channel. And to celebrate, I'm going to be giving away an Iris mobile filter system to one of our lucky viewers. All you have to do is watch until the end of the video to find out how you can enter to win. ND filters, or neutral density filters, are filters that reduce or modify the intensity of all wavelengths or colors of light equally, thus giving no change to hue of color. The reason we use ND filters is to reduce the amount of light that is entering our lenses. Reducing the amount of light allows us to select combinations of aperture, exposure, and sensor sensitivity that would otherwise produce an overexposed image. ND filters come in handy when you're shooting outdoors, especially in harsh sunlight, or when you're getting drone footage, since when you're way up high you can't really hide from the sunlight too well. The awesome folks over at Polar Pro were kind enough to send me the Iris filter system to check out for myself, and I've been shooting with it for about a week. And I think if you're serious about mobile filmmaking, this might be an awesome accessory to add to your kit. So let's take a look at the Iris. I'll show you how to set it up on your phone, the best ways to use it, and we'll take a look at some of the test footage I was able to shoot over the past week.
The Iris Mobile Filter System from Polar Pro is a neutral density filter system for your mobile phone. Inside the box, you will find a protective case containing the filter mount and 3 filters ranging from ND8, ND16, and an ND32. The filter mount and filters feel high quality and sturdy, but they're not so heavy that they feel cumbersome when shooting. I actually left my filter on my phone for about a week straight without taking it off, just so it would be ready when I needed to shoot at a moment's notice. And it still fit in my pocket, no problem. The purpose of this filter system and other ND filters is to help you achieve smooth cinematic video by reducing shutter speed. And as I stated earlier, they are particularly useful when shooting in bright light. And they really help you get closer to achieving that cinematic look. To use the full potential of these filters, I recommend shooting with a video app that allows you to adjust your shutter speed, like Filmmaker Pro. For more information on how to use Filmmaker Pro, you can check out these videos right here. Using the filters will allow you to follow the 180-degree rule of cinematography, which explains that the shutter speed should be double the frame rate. For instance, when shooting at 30 frames per second, your shutter speed should be set to 1/60th. At this ratio, each video frame blends together smoothly, producing a traditional cinematic look. And once you have your frame rate and shutter speed where you want them, you can then lock them down and use the appropriate filter to keep the look that you want. You will also be able to keep your ISO much lower when using these filters, which will help reduce noise. Setting up the filter with your phone is simple. First, just place the left side of the filter mount around the edge of the phone. Holding the left side of the mount, extend the right side of the mount until it clips onto the other side of the phone. Nice and snug. Now choose which filter you want to go with and slide it into the opening on the mount. Once you have your filter in place, open your camera app and make sure that the mount is in position properly and that its edges are not obscuring any part of your image. You don't want to see any vignetting. It is worth noting that the filter system fit properly on my iPhone 8 Plus, even with the phone's case on. But I can't speak for all makes and models of phones or cases, since this is the only phone and case I was able to try out. So let's take a look at how these filters will affect your footage. Here I'm shooting at 24 FPS with my shutter speed set to 1/48. And as you can see, it's pretty overexposed. Now let's start with the ND8 filter. See how it affects the exposure without us having to adjust our ISO? Now for the ND16 and the ND32. That's a little too dark, so I adjusted the exposure a bit. As you can see, these filters can give you a lot more flexibility with your settings when you're shooting with your mobile phone. If you're serious about achieving the best possible video quality with your mobile phone, then these filters will be a great addition to your mobile kit.
Okay guys, giveaway time. All you have to do to enter to win is to give this video a like and then post in the comments below your dream film project. Everyone who follows those steps will be entered to win and a winner will be randomly selected. You have until July 31st to enter, so get down there, post those comments and tell us about your dream film project. If you like what you've seen from the Iris mobile filter system and you'd like to learn more and get your hands on one yourself, please check out the link in the description below. If you'd like to get access to exclusive behind-the-scenes content, free filmmaking resources, and more, please join our growing community over on Patreon. Hope this video has been very beneficial to you, and if it has, please give it a thumbs up, and please be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks for coming along on this filmmaking journey with me, and I will see you guys next time on the Piedmont Motion Picture Show. Today I'm going to show you everything you need to know to start getting awesome smooth shots with your mobile phone and the Smooth Mobile Gimbal, and that's coming up right now. Hey guys, Ryan Camp with the Piedmont Motion Picture Company. Thank you so much for joining me today. If this is your first time finding us, this channel focuses on learning and growing as a filmmaker. Features films, educational resources for filmmakers, and gear reviews and tutorials just like this one. So if you're interested in any of that stuff, please consider subscribing. Today I'm going to show you how to set up, walk you through all the features, and show you how to get the best results with the Smooth Mobile Stabilizer that works with Android and iPhone devices. This gimbal has been a game changer, especially for vloggers. I'm actually shooting on it right now. I've been using it for about a week, and I'm going to show you everything that I've learned about the gimbal since I've had it. Before we go any further, full disclosure, Smooth Mobile was awesome enough to send me this gimbal to try out and share with you guys. So thank you so much to them for that. So without further ado, let's check out the Smooth Mobile Extendable Smartphone Stabilizer. The Smooth Mobile is a 3-axis extendable smartphone gimbal. In the box you'll find the gimbal itself, a wrist strap, micro USB charging cable, and 2 different cable options for charging your smartphone while it's inserted in the stabilizer. The first thing you'll want to do is charge your Smooth Mobile Stabilizer to 100% by using the provided charge cable by plugging it into a 5-volt USB charger, which is not included. While the gimbal is charging, be sure to download the Smooth Mobile app onto your mobile device. Attach the wrist strap through the holes in the base of the handle. Next, remove your smartphone's protective case and place your phone in the cradle. If the smartphone is unbalanced in the cradle and tilts to the left or right, adjust the arm until the phone sits as horizontal as possible. Make sure the smartphone is secure and power on the gimbal by holding down the function button until the status indicator turns green and the gimbal beeps. Likewise, when you're ready to turn off the gimbal, press and hold the function button until the indicator changes from a flashing red to a solid red and then beeps. Side note, when the gimbal's battery is low, the status indicator will blink red 3 times every 5 seconds. That's when you know it's time for a charge. Once the phone is in your gimbal, balanced and powered on, you can connect the phone to the gimbal using Bluetooth, or you can launch the Smooth Mobile app. The Smooth Mobile is unique in that it's able to fully extend out like a selfie stick with a telescoping handle. Just be sure not to twist this handle when pulling it out or in. To switch from right to left-hand mode, simply turn and swing the arm of the gimbal to either side. By default, the gimbal is in pan-follow mode, which means that the tilt axis is locked for up and down, but if you pan left or right, the gimbal will follow. By double tapping the function button, you can switch to all follow mode. Now the gimbal will follow with the tilt axis and the pan axis. In this mode, you can use the joystick to control the gimbal freely on the roll axis as well. If at any time while using the gimbal you would like to get back to default mode or center the gimbal, just double tap the trigger located on the back of the handle. The trigger button has 3 different functions. If you hold the trigger down, it will lock the gimbal in place. Double tapping it returns it to center position. And the trigger can also switch the gimbal from horizontal to vertical modes by holding down the trigger button while the blue light is flashing, and pressing the function button as you turn 90 degrees. Bring the gimbal back into landscape mode by double tapping the trigger. A cool feature with iPhone is that just by pairing the phone with the gimbal, it allows for recording control of both photo and video control directly from the recording trigger on the Smooth Mobile's handle. The sliding button on the side of the handle controls the zoom functions of your mobile device. To change the follow speed of the gimbal, we'll need to open up the app and go to Gimbal Settings, then Shooting Scenes. Default mode is basically medium, smooth mode is slower, and sports mode is the fastest. Inside the app, we can also set the phone to face tracking or object tracking. By default, the gimbal will be set to face tracking, but we can switch over to object by pressing this icon right here. Press the screen on a face in the frame to lock on the face in the follow mode. For object following, tap the screen and drag a box around the object you wish to follow. The Smooth Mobile has great features for in-motion time-lapse capturing as well. In the app settings, you can go into auto rotation mode rate to adjust aspects of the time-lapse capture, including the panning speed and tilting speed. There's also a handy little guide built right into the menu for guiding you through the process. To set up a time-lapse, press the function button 4 times. You'll hear a beep, and now you need to set the starting point and the end point for your time-lapse. You can do this by turning the gimbal where you want it to start by hand. Once you get to the starting position of your choice, press the function button once and you'll hear a beep. Now you can turn the gimbal any way you want until you reach its end position, meaning that you can even tilt the gimbal up and down as you move it, and it will follow the path during the time lapse.
Once you reach your desired endpoint, press the function button again, and the gimbal will follow the path you just set at the speed you indicated in the menu. Pretty cool tech, I must say. Touching on the screen while in the app will bring up a circle which gives you access to photography settings and controls, ISO, contrast, white balance, brightness, etc. And you can just let the app adjust things for you by tapping auto mode. You can also see what follow mode you are currently in by checking out the icon at the top corner of the screen. The app also comes with some filters that you can apply to your video footage, as well as panoramic controls, time-lapse, and slow motion controls built right into the app. Once paired with your mobile device, the app can also adjust your camera settings as well. To calibrate the gimbal, head into the horizontal calibration options in Settings. Here you can adjust the gimbal's calibration using the plus and negative buttons and configure how sensitive they are with each press. And there you have it. That should be everything you need to get started using your Smooth Mobile.
Okay guys, I hope this video has been beneficial to you. If you'd like to learn more about the Smooth Mobile and find out how you can get one for yourself, just visit the link that's in the description below. Question of the day: if you've happened to use the Smooth Mobile gimbal on a project, please share the link with us below so we can check it out. Don't forget to check out our new page on Patreon, become a patron and get rewards and exclusive content like access to our films and behind the scenes footage for those films before anyone else. Be sure to follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Piedmont Motion. Okay guys, that does it for today. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please give us a like and a subscribe, and don't forget to click that bell notification icon so you don't miss anything. And until next time, I'll see you guys on the next Piedmont Motion Picture Show. Hey guys, today I'm going to show you 8 steps that you can use to achieve cinematic video using your iPhone and the Filmmaker Pro app. So let's get started. Hey guys, Ryan Camp here with Piedmont Motion Picture. Thank you so much for joining me today. If this is your first time finding the channel, this channel focuses on short films, behind the scenes footage for those films, reviews, and tutorials for filmmakers. So if you're interested in any of that stuff, entertainment or learning, please consider subscribing. Earlier this week, I released a video showing you how you could achieve a cinematic look for your film and video projects using just your iPhone and the Filmmaker Pro app. Well, today I just wanted to go into a little bit more detail and show you exactly the steps I took to get the look that I showed you guys in that last video. So here they are.
Step 1. Always remember that when going for a cinematic look, be sure to film with your phone horizontally. Next, we'll open up the Filmmaker Pro app and take a look at the clean and easy to use interface. Step 2 is color or picture profiles. Select the color options located in the bottom left corner indicated by the color wheels icon. Don't forget to set your white balance depending on your location and lighting, or you can balance manually to get an appropriate color cast. Select one of the newly added picture profiles located within the middle menu option. I recommend flat or log to give you the most color control when color correcting later. I personally used log for the footage you saw in the last video. These two icons indicate control points for image focus and exposure. Once you have your scene set up, you can double-click them, turning the icon red, to lock them in place. Be sure not to over or underexpose your footage, too light or too dark, or you may run into data loss within your image later. Step 3 and 4 is aspect ratio and resolution. We'll select resolution from the settings menu. I use the 16.9 format, 4K, and Filmic Extreme settings for my tests. Step 5. Next we'll select a frame rate for a cinematic look. Set to 24 frames per second with playback of 24 frames per second. This is also where you can set up to do time lapses and slow motion, but we'll focus on standard playback for now. And that's it for camera settings. Don't forget that when you're finished setting up your settings to save a preset and name it. That way you can easily pull it up later without having to go through these steps again. Now we're ready to film. Don't forget that framing, motion, atmosphere, and lighting also play a very important role in making your footage look professional and cinematic. Once you have your footage shot and ready to edit, bring it into your editing program of choice. I personally use Adobe Premiere CC, so that's what I'll be showing here. Create a new sequence, making sure it matches your footage. For this case, we'll want FPS settings for the sequence to be 23.976 to accommodate our 24 frames per second footage. And the aspect ratio should be set to 16.9. I usually work in a 1080p timeline and use 4K footage downsized to fit. Using the 4K footage on the 1080p timeline gives you a bit more flexibility in how you frame your footage since it's larger, and it looks great in smaller resolutions. Now you can bring your footage into the timeline. I'll use these two shots right here. Steps 6 and 7 are color correction and color grading. We'll need to apply the Lumetri effect to our footage from the video effects menu. If you want to have the same color correction and grading applied to a large portion of your scenes so that they all match, it's best to use an adjustment layer so you can apply the effect to that layer, affecting all of your footage at once. But here, I want to add a separate grade to each individual scene, so I'll be dragging the Lumetri effect to each scene on its own. If your footage appears too dark or light, or if you want to fade it out a bit or adjust your contrast, it can all be done right here. If you want to get really professional, you can use Lumetri scopes and histograms to adjust your footage using some more scientific methods. I, however, am no colorist, and I usually kick things off by using a LUT or lookup table. These are basically presets for color that automatically adjust the levels of your footage. There are lots of LUTs built into Lumetri, and there are plenty of places online where you can buy some really great specific LUTs. These shots here are kind of dark and dreary since it was raining, so I went with some horror movie LUTs that I bought online a while back. Go to the creative option listed in the Lumetri effects panel and select the Browse pull-down menu across from Look. Here you can find the LUTs that are installed on your system, or you can manually pull one up that's located on your computer. Below the pull-down menu, you can adjust the intensity of the LUT if it appears too outrageous and you want to tone it down a bit. Just play around with these options. There's no right or wrong way to do this. Just go with what feels and looks right to you. One thing that I do a lot is pull up a screen grab from a movie that matches the tone of what I'm going for, and I try to match it that way. Step 8 is just to add a couple of little touches. Since I shot these scenes by myself, I also added a little faux camera movement in post so that they weren't so static. This can also be done in the effects window for each scene by playing around with the keyframes for position and scale. We'll cover details on those in another video. You can also add a black bar overlay or letterboxing to really convey that cinematic feel. I use a 2.35 letterbox on most of my films. You can create these yourself right in Premiere using solids, in Photoshop, or you can probably find a PNG file in Google search. And there are plenty of places on the internet where you can buy aspect ratio or letterbox packs that can pull this off as well. The choice is yours. Okay, so let's recap. Number 1, shoot horizontally with your phone. 2, select a flat picture profile. 3, select the 16:9 aspect ratio. 4, set your resolution to 4K with the Filmic Extreme codec. 5, set your frame rate at 24 FPS with a playback of 24 FPS. 6, color correct your footage. 7, color grade your footage using a LUT. 8, add those extra little touches by utilizing post-production framing and motion if necessary, and add letterboxes over top of your footage. And there you have it, cinematic footage using your iPhone and the Filmic Pro app. Now get out there and create something special.
Okay guys, that about does it. I hope that inspired you and helps you out in some way. If you have any more questions, please be sure to leave me a comment below. And if you've actually worked on a video project just using your iPhone or the Filmic Pro app or just your mobile device in general, please leave a link down below to your video project so the rest of us can see what you were able to achieve using your mobile device. And again, please be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Give this video a like, and I will see you guys next time on the Piedmont Motion Picture Show. Thank you guys so much for watching the video this far. Please be sure to like and share if you would be so kind, and subscribe if you haven't already if you like content just like this. Consider becoming a channel member for more content and early exclusive content and other little bells and whistles that we won't get into here. Check out the merch store, check out the digital online store where we just launched our Filmmakers Field Guide. I'll provide a QR code to that here at the end of this video. Thank you guys so much for coming along on this filmmaking journey with me. I am Ryan, and I will see you on the next video. Bye-bye.